And we are live.
Hey, it's an Elsewhere podcast.
Can you hear me? Can you see me now?
Oh, I can see you when I pull. Look, so I'm a Discord newbie. Let's just start there. I can see you when I exit our phone call, but when I enter the phone call, it's just Skullz' giant circle, and then you're not that. So I'm like, I don't know what I did. I did Fang. Look, I told you. He is a menace to society, and he jumped on the phone and he broke it, and now a bitch too dumb to fix it. I don't understand. But yes, I can hear you.
Hey, everybody in chat. I'm glad that you're here. We're actually here on the podcast with this is Kat Kalling over here. Well, yeah.
Yes.
On the screen, she's over there. She is a singer. She is an artist. She has an amazing voice. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.
Facts.
And don't mind her because she was up super late last night.
Yeah. So we're really hanging on for dear life at this point.
But you got your Starbucks though, right?
I did get my Starbies. Thank you.
What did you get?
I always get, it's the same thing. It's the matcha oat milk latte every day. Mm-hmm. It's
green.
nice. Yes, because it's green tea.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it.
There you go.
Am I quiet again? How am I quiet again? I don't understand.
Oh no.
I'm not.
Yeah,
quiet.
your volume levels betray you. Like they tell you something that's just not true for some reason.
They're lying.
They're scammers.
There, I cranked me up. Let me check my back button.
Yeah. That. Oh no. I broke it. I'm sorry.
Streamlabs is. Oh, there it goes. It didn't want to acknowledge that I existed anymore.
Oh god, I wish that were me.
Well, I don't know how to. Hold on, let me try something else.
Are you looked like Kat was leaving like with a suitcase.
So that actually is like a suitcase that I have that I keep my incense and like my candles and shit in. I found it at Michael's. I'm like, that thing's tight. What do I use it for?
Yeah, that I actually just got like an incense burner that looks exactly like that. I got it from
That's tight.
Five Below around there.
I love that store. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
It's a good store. Has some cool
Yeah.
stuff.
I get a lot of cat stuff there for Fang. He's a little fucking psychotic bitch. Sorry. Am I allowed to swear? Of course I'm allowed to swear. I'm 32 years old. I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Parental trauma kick in now.
Wait,
Cat's
No.
just...
I'm just talking.
Cat was
and
just
I
quiet.
forgot to unmute myself. That's my fault.
I saw that and then I looked down and I saw you just vibing and I went, oh, she's saying...
Oh, I thought you were practicing your miming.
She's really good at it. You could give me future in mime.
You had some Pulp Fiction dance moves there.
I'm
Funny
actually
you say
trying to
that.
crank my sound up. Is what I'm attempting to do.
Rank it, girl.
Don't tell me it's better. I haven't changed a single setting, so don't tell me it's better.
Know what you should do? Just yell.
I'm already
That'll
yelling.
do it.
The mic is right here.
Scream.
Like this is my mic right here. Look, I'm not lifting it up. I'm scared to touch anything. It's this far. Okay.
But you're
Can y'all
not
hear me
yelling
okay?
in.
I'm gonna eat
Let's
the
make
damn
some
thing.
ears bleed tonight.
Oh my
Thanks for
God.
having me on the podcast, guys. All right.
This is how we roll. Annette says
Nickelback.
Annette says
Right.
Skullz doesn't have video, so he can drink his White Claws without judgment.
Oh,
Hey,
fuck that.
turn
All
up,
right.
Skulls.
All right. Now, I feel attacked. I feel attacked. And I'm about to bust out the Jack Daniels.
Hey,
I
kindred
gotta change my
spirits.
shirt if I'm gonna get on here. Like I'm a fucking mess right now.
You're a
Dude, look, it's fine. My bangs literally were sticking up like this before I got on this call. I had to like fix it. I had to MacGyver my own hair. Look, a lot happened last night, and it was like just a lot of work.
So tell everybody that's here. I mean, by the way, let me try to be a little bit professional for 2 seconds. I can't really last longer than that. This is Kat Kalling. She is a singer. She is based out of Vegas at this point. Anyone that's familiar with some of the songs that we've pushed include Lonely and include Wish You the Best. That's her.
Yes, thank you.
So if you've heard any of those, that's who she is. And if you haven't, the hell, go in the description below. Um, and her YouTube channel link is down there. And so then you can just check her out, her music, give her a listen.
Thank you.
It'll be worth it, I promise.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that. Thank you.
I think what happened, Kat, is you found her song, I Wish You the Best. And then I was like, wow, I think it was.
No, the first one I ever was Lonely.
You guys gotta be more specific when you say cat, because I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, because I remember you showed me a song, and then I heard Lonely, and I was like, did you hear Lonely? And you were like, no, and then I sent it to you. And then
Oh, that's cool.
You were like, oh shit, because I remember I was like, bro, like this has you written all over it. And then you're like, yeah, this is awesome. You don't remember that?
No, because I heard her on Jackson's Top 10. That's how I found her.
Yeah,
and
I
the song
think it was
Lonely. So that's
think
why
It was Wish You the Best, I think, because that was the YouTube compilation I found. Wish You the Best was on that one. It wasn't Lonely. Because I had just released Wish You the Best in April, the music video, April 15th. There you go.
Because I remember
There's
when
that
you premiered
timing.
the video, and I already knew you by then. So that's what, you know what? I'm gonna go back in time. Watch me. I think
Maybe it was Lonely, because then maybe you're right. Look, I don't know. The only one I ever saw was that one. So
No.
look, you know what? I don't
Check
know.
her
I
music
could just
out.
be lying on accident. I'm a Pisces. I don't know shit.
No, that's true. She has an incredible voice. Absolutely.
I can't read any of the comments. Sorry, I'm a child.
Now we're bringing up ones that we see, but I'm not trying to argue. I just was like, man, I was sure of it because I played it consistently.
Well, you might have. I don't know.
I
Don't
might not
put me
have
in
too
for
because he's right.
verification.
He's right. I know he's talking about that one, but I swear, I don't know. At this point, I'm here for all of it, so it's all good.
Perfect. I love that for us.
I mean, no, I found it first. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, I was grabbing my jack.
Oh,
You guys are in
gosh.
that hipster thing. Like, I heard cat before cat even heard cat. Why don't I just pick up a bell and start reading? Look, autism be weird, bro. Sometimes I just need to stim, and that just like that tickles the brain in a way that I can't even explain to you.
Oh, are you like a fidget spinner type of person?
I'm more so noises. You'll watch me going around going a lot of the time.
Oh, so Tourette's.
No, I have autism. Like I literally have autism. It's called stimming. So
Really?
it's
Oh.
yes, it's the thing you do. You stim, and it's like it like when I tell you, it gives me like a brain zap. It feels like a little electricity pulse. I like it.
Huh.
I like it. It's nice.
I feel like I have that sometimes.
Yeah, and I got
I'll
diagnosed a couple years ago.
tap my like whenever I'm
I will.
drinking a beer or something, I'll tap my ring on the glass. Just
Yeah, it's like there's different versions of stimming stuff. Like with mine, because I'm on the autism spectrum. I do a lot of like rocking back and forth. I fidget with things a lot with my fingers, but I like the bell is my favorite. Like doing this, I'll do this for like days, like just alone in my room. Not no one's around, and I'll just be like. The worst the worst symptom of autism though is I can't remember the name of it. It starts with an L right now, but it's like when you hear a noise that you like, sometimes you'll just repeat it without realizing it. So sometimes I look like a dick in public when somebody will say something weird and I just repeat it like exactly how they said it, and they look at me and I'm like, ah, like I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really
No, that's actually funny because I do that, but I do it in my head. I'm
yeah.
like,
No, I'll just tell this one story just because I went to the gym one time and there's a restaurant out here called Stacks and Yolks, and this guy went Stacks and Yolks, and I just literally without even thinking of it just repeated it back like that. I said Stacks and Yolks just as aggressive, and the guy turned around and said what, and I went oh fuck, and I went I thought you were talking to me, and then I just ran to the locker room and I hid in there for about 20 minutes.
that's actually really funny.
It's how my life goes, and I'm like, oh fuck, that dude thought I was a weirdo.
So
Because I am.
last night you were
We're all
shooting a music
weirdos.
video. That's why you were up so late.
Yes, yes,
Really?
we were shooting the Good Luck music video, which Good Luck the song comes out on Wednesday, 7/27, and then yeah, we were shooting the video for it, so it's ready to go. And yeah, so it was a lot. It was extended. I had a bunch of girls. I had like a crew of like had like 6 or 7 girls on set, and then I had like a guy. We had like a bunch of scenes and stuff, and it was pretty cool. I'm super proud of it. So yeah.
No, I can't wait because that's this Wednesday, the 27th. Yeah, that's what you said.
Yes.
No, I'm here.
Yeah,
For
I
it,
do.
'cause
I
push it,
do.
too.
I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things around 227, which is my birthday, and like a number that follows me around. So we shot the video on 7/22. Like I released "Wish You the Best" on 227, and then I'm gonna put "Good Luck" out on 7/27. Like that's like a, my little spiritual thing I do. So
Well, I mean, hey, if it's something that works for you, that makes complete sense.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
we even have the number in the video.
I'm one of those people that if I do something and it's not completely broke, I don't touch it. Like I told you, like I said, oh, I was going to lift up my mic. I was like, I'm not touching it. Like, I'd rather just keep things the same because then I at least I know it potentially is going to work out. And then if it doesn't work out, I can blame it on like, oh, I moved my microphone. That's the reason that I said stupid stuff. I'll just blame that. Or, I only go a certain
Sorry.
routes to places and stuff just because. Hey, Jared, thanks for swinging by, man.
And much love, bro.
See,
Yeah,
Just
my
typing that.
sorry,
So
I'm
there it
all
is again.
choked up today.
it's hot in my room. Like it's hot. I'm like, you sound glistening. What is happening?
I have to change my phone stand because of my drinking hot sauce is being occupied by my phone.
Drinking? What?
Yeah, it's a heat that I just drink.
You just drink it?
It's another stem, dude. And I
You're
tell
a
you,
fucking savage.
Nickelback.
yeah, I love it.
Nickelback.
No.
That's hardcore. What's
I
the
just-
hot sauce called? It's not like fucking like
it's just
burnt
Texas Pete.
asshole or something.
No, it's just Texas Pete. It's pretty normal, but I mean, I have drink stuff like that. My brother and I so I'm like really into astrology. I don't know if you guys are, but my brother and I both have Mars moons. Like I'm an Aries moon and he's a Scorpio moon. And as a kid, we used to fucking have ghost pepper drinking competitions, and we'd be like, "If you cry, you're a bitch." We would like look at each other.
I look at spicy stuff and I get sad. Like I don't do spicy.
Oh, I want to be sweating with my dinner. No, not Kat and her drinking. Anyway,
I like the challenge, and it just makes it more interesting. Like
Well-
I used to have friends like that where it was just like hot shit all the time, but that was college. So that was a
yeah,
lot.
well,
I can't do.
this is a
spicy.
normal Saturday.
No,
Remember
You
we
get- you
went to
what?
a fucking
John, I am not in the office. The office. I'm not in the office. I'm inside. I'm actually in my bedroom. But there's no airflow, and I'm used to having air blowing on me at all times. I can't handle if it's not. So, and with my hair down, because my hair's always up, I have layers and layers of this that's trapping me in my own personal sauna bubble. What's up,
Their own
Jay?
personal hell.
Basically.
Hope it gives you hell.
And I can't figure out.
Not the
my-
fucking
Sorry.
All-American Rejects.
Was that better?
Not
I don't know.
Skullz coming in with the zinger.
I
Hold
feel like
on,
my
I'm
camera
trying to
is,
get
like,
my
getting
camera
slow
up.
all of a sudden. But no, are you planning on like putting all of these? Are they on an album at this point?
No, sorry, I didn't mean to pterodactyl scream into y'all's ear. No, these are just my singles. I have no right now I'm just releasing songs as they go.
Yeah.
I have no I mean I'm not opposed to writing an album, but currently right now I just have no plans to do it. But so these 3 songs I did with my my old producer, and then I don't know what I'm doing from there. Just kind of letting things fall in my lap as they do.
And you perform live consistently, like you book shows.
Kinda, yeah. Lately
Recently
I've
you
been
have been.
yeah, no, recently I've done a couple of showcases. I did one in May, and then I just did one a few days ago. And then we're working on if we're going to do a show in September. But mostly my guitarist and I are trying to like just get like a big like set. We're basically working on getting all the music put together so we can figure out what like to play like 30 to 40 minutes of our stuff, and then covers a 30 to 40 minute cover set too. We're just trying to figure out just ironing out the details because my goal is to actually get on the road before I release more music. I would like to just go with these songs because I have 3 pretty solid new tracks. Personally, I feel, with Lonely, Wish You the Best, and Good Luck, which is coming out, I feel like just touring right now would be the right move for a while.
Well, would you like book ahead of time, or would you literally be like, "Hey, I'm headed that direction," and then book as you go?
Oh no, yeah, you always book ahead of time, something like that. You always do that. Yeah,
Well, I don't.
the way that venues work. I mean, they're booked out sometimes 60 days in advance. So you want to have your tour. Wouldn't be my first tour. I've done this before with other bands and things. Like sometimes you do have a date that's like scrambling to find it, and you use a house show, like last minute. But like when it comes to venues, you want to give them as much time and like, you know.
Right.
So I would be So that's how I would do that.
No, I get that. I understand. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh no. He just
What happened?
He dipped. He's like
Uh-oh.
Nickelback.
Hey, I can see you again now, though.
Hey, you can see me now?
No.
Not you, just Kat.
Oh, I tried to turn on my camera and Discord flipped out.
Yeah, no.
Try it again.
Out and you came back.
Let's do it again.
Hey,
Act like a butt crack.
it worked.
Yeah.
Is my audio okay? Because I'm using my AirPods. I just don't know what I sound like on y'all's end.
I just realized I spelt my name wrong on this thing.
Not Skullz.
It is Scuzz.
That's your new name. That's it.
Scuzz.
I'm gonna call you Scuzz.
Oh man.
Skullz
Well,
is the man.
Well,
You know-
at least the White Claw thing is going away today. So.
Hey, Skullz. Fucking cheers, brother.
Hey,
Oh, I'm
cheers.
so jealous.
Not me,
color
my
should I
drinking
go with?
hot sauce and my drinking whiskey.
I was about to
Who
say
want-
like you're literally chugging hot sauce and then you're drinking whiskey. Okay, I'm like
I wasn't drinking it. I just had the bottle. I actually already drank the whiskey. If you would have noticed, the bottle was empty.
I have to stay away from liquor or I will die. And I don't.
I should
want to
stay
die.
away from it.
Hey, mega lockdown! I heard that you're going home, and I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, man, we're thinking of you.
Absolutely.
Oh.
All the vibes
Well,
to
I
you, man.
hope-
He was just in the hospital after.
Oh, I hope
one
you
of
get
his
better.
first chemotherapy treatments. So.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, wishing you.
He has a reaction channel.
Oh well, I hope you get better. That's a lot. That's heavy.
And for you, I'm
Thanks.
going to take this is the only shot glass I have.
Hey.
There's weed on the bikinis. I forget who gave this to me. I don't smoke weed, so it's a little irrelevant. But I like women, so cheers.
Wow.
I really enjoyed that moment.
That was great. No, it really was. Whatever I do, like I'm trying to reposition my camera a little bit so that I'm like not straight on like this.
Like what?
Oh my gosh.
But I can't get a good angle.
I'm just on my iPhone. I don't have all the cool setup. I'm just like, what up, y'all? App low. She looks busted. She's ready to go. Like,
Looking
hold
over his
up.
shoulder for a cat.
See,
Yeah, he's under my foot right now, attacking my Achilles heel. You little freak.
I put my hair up because I'm just hot, and see, I have this on because I don't do like the that Batman wings, whatever. So
I'm about to give my cat some drugs real quick. Hold on. Wow, hit.
Dude.
So I'm just trying to like play it off like I look librarian-ish with my, but you can't see it because my hair has disappeared because of this background. See, but if I do this, you can see a trash can. Look, okay, see, I'm moving. Do you see in the corner there? See all that stuff that looks like that's me moving stuff and like all over.
I can't see it, but
Around my hand,
You're
there's
like
little
God in
glimpses of
space
random
right
stuff.
now.
Oh, see there? There's like blankets and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that what?
Sure, we'll go with that. That's what that is.
I love
Blank.
this is an experience for sure. We got Skullz chugging some whiskey. We got you moving a trash can. Me drinking the hot sauce. I think we got a good medley here.
It's my
Uh-oh.
trash can.
Your mic's low.
Who, me?
No.
I don't know. One of the cats.
What? I'm gonna yell at
Mega
you.
lockdowns. Hey, man.
I'm yelling. Like my kids are probably like, "Mom, shut up!" But I'm yelling, and I'm this. This is the microphone is like less than a finger away.
I'm just on my AirPods, like I said. I don't know. Oh, I got a glitch.
Did you see that go poof?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back. We do it like
What's back?
Well, it flashed and then came back.
Oh.
The poop? Oh, yeah. On mine? Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
why my webcam does that. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, it happens once in a 20-minute reaction video. I do it, and the comments just won't let it go. They're like, "What was that? Were you trying to tell me a subliminal message? Is this like Fight Club? What the fuck is this?" I'm like, bro, it's not that big of a deal. It's not. I hid something behind the little screen in the corner too. I think I just had some like studio foam behind there, and they were like, "Dude, what's with that foam?" Because it glitched out and showed it for a second. I'm like, I can't believe you paused it on that split-second frame just to point out you got studio foam.
The internet is literally Looney Tunes, though.
Acme.
Why are they saying my mic is playing games again? Because honestly, on all of my stuff, it shows that I'm super loud.
We're playing games with my heart.
What he said. See, now I'm gonna be letting y'all okay. I had a question I was going to ask you because I caught you on your live yesterday when you were on Instagram, right?
Yeah, the other day when I was getting ready.
Yeah, I wish I could have stayed longer because the conversation you were having with her, she was in the hammock.
Yeah, my friend E, yeah.
It was really cool because first she was thanking you for being encouraging and helping her kind of get her mind straight about some stuff. And then you started talking and I was like, oh my God, this is really kind of profound and I really want to talk to you about this, but then I had to leave, so I don't know what was said, and I hated that for me because we were kind of talking about the idea of manifestation and self-concept work and a lot of that stuff. It was kind of like the conversation, right? Because it's been and spirituality was really the forefront of that conversation. What part did you tune into that I'm trying to think of where we were at in that conversation? She had just said the thank you. She had just said that, she appreciated you and that it really helped her. And you were talking about people that communicate and get along. It was kind of going in that direction where you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
And then I had to go. So.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So. So I over the last couple of years, I got really into someone turned me on to law of attraction stuff, and I always thought it was kind of bullshit, right? Because I was like, oh, I have to align with my desires to get them, and I always thought there was an issue with law of attraction because they say you have to feel good to get good things. And I'm like, so then why are there depressed celebrities? That makes no goddamn sense to me. That's not realistic, right? So then a year ago, I stumbled onto the teachings of Neville Goddard. Are you familiar with his name?
No.
So he was shit, I don't even know what his title is. I'd have to Google it. But he founded something called the law of assumption, where you assume things into being, and you don't even have to believe that they're coming, but they will if you assume them. And there's a quantum physics component behind it too. But you just assume your desires are yours, and they'll be there. But you can be a miserable, wretched person, right? But the thing is, that's why I have a lot of problems with spirituality with the rich white women in the suburbs. They're like, oh, I manifested this. No, your daddy's just a millionaire, and that's not what happened. It's not what happened at all, But once the law of assumption popped in my hands, I thought that was interesting because he was like, why do narcissists have things work out for them a lot? He's like, think about it like that. They just assume the world works for them, and they always kind of get what they want. And I was like, oh, that's a really good example. Obviously it's not across the board 100%, but it's it's something to look into. But they delve into self-concept work is really what the inner part of the law of assumption is, where you're the prize, you have your desires, you are deserving, and you are worthy of your desires. You just have to believe those things, that like, of course good things happen to me, I deserve those things. And it's just like, it's like what I was telling E, I was like, that's why I walk around like, and you don't have to tell people these things, but your affirmations or your self-concept work, you can just internalize it. But I'll walk around all day being like, I'm literally the best singer, just all day. I'm the best singer. The best singer, it's just a fact. It's a neutral fact. And I don't tell people that. I'm not going to walk around being like an asshole, being like, hey, did you know I'm the best singer? Like on the internet, But like that's my self-concept work. Like, oh, I'm the best. Everyone always likes my work. Everyone really loves me. People respect me. People do that. You just say those kind of like assumptive things like that, and then I watch my reality literally bend to that overnight sometimes, and it's insane to me because like for example, I used to have like really extreme hate comments on my Instagram and YouTube and things. Like people were just like super psychotic to me, like fucked up comments. So I started changing my perception of myself because they have the concept that everyone is you pushed out. So everyone is just a mirror of your internal thoughts. Your reality is literally your thoughts being pushed back onto you. So if you walk around thinking, oh, I'm literally the worst, I'm the worst, I'm the worst, people will treat you like you're the worst kind of thing. So that's kind of like the basics of what we were talking about. That's like a crash course in it. There's a lot more depth to it, but that was the gist.
It's sort of like you teach people how to treat you, right? Kind of thing.
Well, kind of, but like your self-concept work is the better you feel about yourself, or the more that you feel you deserve things, the more it's going to be mirrored back to you in your reality. So like,
but like people sort of pick up on that, can pick up on like how you are just by like visual cues and stuff. That's
in another way, if you think about it, like I might be going a completely weird direction with this, but for example, when it comes to my past and how people treated me, we'll just say people treated me, I don't put up with it anymore. My expectation is you will respect me and you will be kind to me, or literally you can fuck off. So I no longer
that's good self-concept work
that
though
in my life. And so I'm the first person to delete, block, bye. People like, oh, don't block people. That's the coward. Watch me. Because I don't need the kind of negativity around, and I don't really run into it that often. We have really great people, especially on here. We've got really, really great people, but I feel like that's kind of an offshoot of that. Where
no, it's actually directly on brand for it, because your assumption is that you deserve respect, and you assume that people are kind to you. You assume you have a good like community, and you assume you're supported, so you're gonna see more of that because that's your like, internal belief. Right. So like that's like that everyone is you pushed out, but it goes. Yes, exactly. So like you're like, oh, I didn't enjoy that. That's not the person. I don't align with that reality. I don't align with the person that was abused or like whatever. So I don't live like that anymore. This version of me in this reality doesn't get abused. This version gets what she wants. Like, so you just realign. It's a lot. I'm paraphrasing a lot, and it's really watered down, but it's super interesting stuff to get into.
Right.
Because I've seen it work for me overnight. It's insane.
And it's crazy because all it takes is a change in your perception, or I would say your perspective. And,
yeah, it's just a mind. It's called a mental diet.
It's one of those things like when you're just like, you know what, I'm that person. When I'm done with something, I'm done. And it's not that I might have been building up to it for like 6 years. I don't care. The moment I'm just like, I stopped drinking pop almost 2 months ago, out of the blue, just like, nope, I'm done. And that was it. So it was one of those things like when you put it in here and you just change your perspective, it's just not an option anymore. And then you kind of unconsciously go towards making moves to not allow that anymore, right? So yes. Like if you're only going to accept certain things, for example, let's say you deserve respect, right? And so you're going to, because you've decided this and you've changed that perspective here, you actually make moves in your reality to make sure that it aligns with what you want. You don't affiliate with people that are disrespectful. You don't put up with people talking in disgusting ways. You don't allow hate comments to get under your skin, stuff like that.
Yes, and so that's where they start talking about like inspired action, and then like letting things unfold for you naturally. So there's things called the bridge of events and inspired action when they talk about the law of assumption. So the bridge of events is the things that happen to get you to your desire. So let's say I'm manifesting a car. Okay. I actually did manifest a car, and it starts really weird. It starts with me getting hit by a semi truck in 2020 and totaling my car, then getting into a new car and it literally catching fire in January. Now these things all look bad, right? But they led to a lot of money that ended up with me with my car right now that I have right now. And without those things, I don't think I could have had the actual money I needed to get that financial independence and things. Now that was just called the bridge of events unfolding. Now the inspired action would be like, oh, I feel like I need to go drive to Wyoming to see my dad over the weekend. That's an inspired call to action that you'll feel to do when you find your thing. So when you're talking about aligning to your realities, like, yes, when you say, I'm not going to tolerate those things anymore, that's your self-concept work. That's you having a high self-concept, realizing you are the prize, you're the value, you deserve these things. So of course you're going to align with that. But you're also going to attract more people. You're going to notice that those things start becoming like less and less and less in your reality, the negative. And you're just going to just see them showing up. There was another point. Bang. Oh my God. Hold on. Get down. Sorry, my cat, lunatic. Give me a second.
Not this one.
Homie.
Not that one.
Homie.
The one with a tail.
Homie. Get.
And not my cat with a tail. Her cat with a tail.
Dog, I swear to God.
I think some people just resonate too with that too. Like they see those traits and they resonate with it, and they aspire to it, and then they want to surround themselves with people like you, and it's just a matter of like-minded people.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with that.
Same reality. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with the perspective at all.
No, I know what you're saying exactly. Like you feel like you're exactly right though. You're magnetizing more people that are on your vibe. Exactly. They become a magnet to you. Yes, no, you're completely right. But the law of assumption literally says that like everything's a hologram but you. So everything's you pushed out basically. Like your reality is the only one that's real.
It's the Matrix.
And yes, but everybody's personal reality is real. So the one in your head is the only one that exists. The only one in my head is the only one that exists. We can't be in each other's realities simultaneously. So whatever you think is. That's kind of the thing. So if you think it is.
Really, that's actually really true.
In sociology, they call it New Age thinking, which is, and the caveat to that is when two realities clash, right? So the sky is water, like literally, and the sky is purple water. And I say, no, the sky is blue, and everyone else says the sky is blue. Just because you say it's purple water doesn't make it purple water, right? Well, what do you say if someone's like, well, that's my reality, and that's how it is, and be like, well, I'm like, but, you know, when those two clash, that's the only thing when I studied sociology in college, that's the only thing that I couldn't wrap my brain around is because there are some inherent facts, scientific facts and stuff like that, like, you know, I'd say colors or... You know, that's a mountain.
Well, that's
a treehouse. No, it's a mountain. That kind of stuff.
That's a matter of perception, which is a completely different kind of topic. So much like yes, but I mean, but the thing is that my point is more what you believe is like manifests, like becomes reality. Like there are like me and my best friend and I, we make jokes about it because we can't even talk about things anymore without it like becoming a thing. Like the other day, I made a Mary Poppins joke, and then. Literally the next day, a billboard for Mary Poppins went up in Vegas for a random musical that just happened to go up the next day. Like it's that intense when you align with your reality that you say shit and you'll see it. So like I always tell people, I tell people to do. No, this wasn't Facebook. This was a giant billboard on the side of the road that went up.
I'm just kidding. How it listens in, and you think about getting a swimming pool, and suddenly you see ads for it. It's like.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing is like, think about all the things that you thought about that were never spoken about that now show up on your timeline too as an ad. Those are really creepy to me, the way they can measure the thoughts. But the point is like, I give people like tests. I tell people to try it out like this, like, be like, oh, I want to see a purple zebra. I just want it. Then you set it, forget it. And then when you find that purple zebra, you're gonna be like, oh, like something that's really weird that you just would not see ever, you know what I mean? Like, and then when you see, I actually saw a purple zebra. That's why I use that example. There was a restaurant in the Rio that popped up called the Purple Zebra, and I went, no fucking way. I said, all right. I said goodbye. But there's shit like that happens. And I know it sounds like kind of like weird, but I mean, at the end of the day, I really believe it, and I see it work for me, and I'm like, I just like talking about it because I feel like the more people that like know about this stuff, once you become a conscious creator in your reality, you can't go back. You're like, oh, I'm consciously creating things because you're going to manifest stuff all day by your thoughts, but once you become a conscious creator, that's where the difference is. So because you keep your thoughts on track, and they call it like a mental diet. So like it does me no good. This is what E and I were talking about. It does me no good to talk around, to sit out and put a song out and be like, oh, well, I hope people like it. I'm really worried. What if people don't like? Who does that benefit? Absolutely no one. So I put it out and I go, that was a great song. People are gonna love it. Boom. That's just it. You go with that route instead. And I know it's really easy to be self-loathing, and I know I'm talking a lot. Sorry, but there's like but
Podcast.
it does you, yeah, but it does you no good in my personal beliefs. It doesn't, and it doesn't hurt anybody to say that you're doing great. It hurts absolutely fucking no one. So why is it so quick to believe that the bad things are true when the good things could be just as true? Because they're neutral. That's how the law of assumption talks about it. Every event that happens is neutral. Your meaning is what you assign to it, and that's what gives it value. Your assumption, or your assigning meaning to it, right?
I agree with that.
So yeah, it's really interesting stuff, and I love talking about it, and I'll talk about it all goddamn day. But it's Neville Goddard, if anyone wants to read more about it. Like he's really it's interesting stuff.
Well,
Well, I noticed too, just like
he says, how do I become conscious?
Well, you right now you just make a decision that you want to start shifting your reality. This is the start of it. Listening to this, anybody who's listening to me right now, like literally anyone who's listening to me right now has already been maybe thinking about how do they get what they want. You might have already been having an inkling of like, how do I do things differently? How do I make my things different? And this is where it starts. This was an unfolding. This is a bridge of events moment for you guys right now. So now the inspired action for you would be to research what I'm talking about and go from there. That's what I'm talking about with like bridge of events versus inspired action. So if you're like, oh, what Kat was talking about was super interesting, I want to look it up. That's going to be you being a call to action with your manifesting, bringing you closer to your creations. That's an example in real time. So anyway.
I agree, and I'm big on like speaking things into reality. So like, that's why I think like seriously, talk to yourself in the mirror too. Like if you're having a day where you just don't feel confident, or you're just not looking forward to the things ahead of you, maybe you're stressed, you're anxious about something, tell yourself it's going to be fine. You're not worrying about anything. Like you don't worry about it. Like, things will work out fine. Like say to yourself what you would want someone else to say to you. And
exactly.
I feel like there's a physiological response to it. And
the
more you practice, the better it gets, the stronger it gets, and the more reassuring it gets.
It's funny because you're literally saying all the stuff that are core. So you're just affirming to me that everyone is you pushed out, and you're sitting here literally repeating some of the main fundamentals of like Neville Goddardism. Yeah, no, it's really funny to me. It's funny. So like, it's just again reaffirming that everyone is you pushed out. You're just mirroring me. My knowledge that I'm correct in this is just coming right.
Yeah, literally in a mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally, and you're literally mirroring me. You're mirrored me right now, and it's kind of funny to me. But that's exactly how they say it. They like, you want to like again. If something bad is happening to you, you have to be like, that just is a thing that happened. You make it neutral. I know that's really hard, but like I got into a car wreck a few weeks ago. My car was in the shop, and I was like, nope. Everyone's like, aren't you panicking? I'm like, not just as a thing that happened. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, just happened. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It just happened. But everything always works out in my favor. That's my favorite affirmation. Everything always works out in my favor, or everything always works out better than expected. And then it did. I didn't pay for the car repairs. It's back in my hand. Like it's just everything worked out too easy, too clean.
Most of the suffering is in the worry. If you get rid of the
worry,
things are fucking good.
Yeah, no, it's exactly it. Like we put ourselves in a mental prison every single day. For what? And that's why I don't understand. Like, what's the purpose of it? Like, there's no value to me in any of that.
See,
not anymore anyway.
I'm literally all for anything that, and it doesn't matter. As long as it's not hurting anybody else, as long as it is, a positive step forward, anything that is encouraging people to do self-love, self-respect, to bring more positivity to, and I'm not the most positive person in the world either, but anything that encourages people, including myself, I'm all for it. I don't have to participate or agree with it necessarily. Like there's things that I do, or I'm not the person who stands in front of a mirror and speaks. I for some reason I've never been able to just get myself to do it, but I talk to myself all day. So I guess technically I'm just not using a mirror. But I'm like,
yeah, but
should I
those
do that? Yeah, I
conversations
think I
should be.
should. And I answer my own questions, so that's fun. But anything that brings more positivity, um,
Mhm.
and forward moving. Like, so one of the worst things is people getting stuck in one spot. And this happens a lot with content creators, with artists, with, I mean, authors get writer's block. Like, you get stuck into a corner, or you're not having any forward momentum. And just because it's not forward momentum in the direction that you were expecting it to be doesn't mean that you're not still moving forward and making changes.
Mhm.
It just might be the scenic route, or it could be a different path
It's
that you didn't know you were going on.
that's the bridge of events unfolding. Yes, and it's kind of funny to me because my best friend and I were talking about it last night. The exact sentence you just ripped from my mouth. I said, I know things don't seem like they're moving a lot for you, but I was like, look at from a year from now. Look at all the things that happened. Like things move just because your 3D hasn't changed that much. Like trust me, things are moving. So again, it's funny you guys are just mirroring right back my thoughts to me, like almost word for word, and it's like that's why I love this shit because I just see proof of it every single day.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I mean, I've been thinking about that kind of stuff a lot too, and now here you are, and we're talking
Yep.
about it. It's
It's
really
not a
weird.
coincidence. You manifested it. You literally manifested the fact that Kat. Here's the bridge of events. So here's how these things work. Because people are like, oh, manifesting. What? It's just going to appear in my reality. Well, yeah, kind of. Because things are happening around you that you didn't know. I randomly, my friend E does not get on lives. Let's just say that was her first one ever. She randomly got back from Canada a day early. I was getting ready. She popped in. I said, okay, let's get on a live. She started talking to me about this stuff. Kat pops in for literally 3 seconds randomly, got the vibe to be like, oh my God, that's crazy. I took a podcast that I don't normally do. You're here right now after thinking about that, and now we're talking about what I was talking about on that live. That was a whole bridge of events, and it literally just materialized out of nowhere for you. But there was other people bringing you your manifestations. You just don't always see the movement behind the scenes. That's how you should look at that. It's really interesting.
Well, anyone that does
It's
any
my
kind
belief.
of, like when you do music videos, right? And Skullz, you do music
Mhm.
videos too. Um, let's just use that as an example. All the moving pieces and all the moving parts behind it
Mhm.
gives you a very good perspective when it comes to what you just said. For example,
Mhm.
you see a music video, you're like, oh, that was awesome. Oh, that looked cool. Oh, that music sounded great.
Mhm.
You're not thinking of the guy who brought them snacks. You're not thinking of
Mhm.
the person who drove them there, or the person who didn't have enough money so they had to carpool, or
Mhm.
someone that couldn't show up because their kid
Mhm.
was sick. Like, you don't think of all these extra moving
Mhm.
parts, but all of them could snowball into something. However, the people that, do the
Get
sound.
hung up on the fact. Oh, you're cutting out on me. Sorry. We I didn't mean to talk over you there.
No, go
Can
ahead.
you hear me
No,
now?
you're good. I
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah, so that's a lot of people like when they try to naysay this stuff, they'll be like, well, I manifested and it's not here yet. Be like, well, there's still other things. Like sometimes like a lot of things need to be rearranged to get to what you want. Like it doesn't mean that it's not on its way, but it's like when you order a package online, like you were saying earlier, you just know it's going to show up. You place the order and just expect it to come to your door. You're not going to sit there every day and be like, oh, I hope that they actually got the order. Oh, I hope that they knew what I wanted. I hope that I actually like placed the order correctly, or so. Maybe you do if you're like crazy neurotic about it, but most people will just be like, oh, I purchased this from Amazon and I trust that it'll show up to my door in 2 to 3 days. Boom. And that's how you have to kind of like set that and forget that. Like over the last year when I did Lonely, I said I want my career to take off. I'm just like I'm ready for it. So I started making the music, I started doing the things, and I don't worry about it. And now I'm like in a position where like my career is there's a lot of things that are happening that I'm not talking about today, like just because I don't want to talk about them yet, but like things that have moved for me that have made me just my mind is blown. Like even my music video guys happened because my main music video dude canceled on me last minute 2 days before we were going to shoot and had to refund me. And then I met these guys, the Black Box Studios people, but that was like it works out better for me every time. You know what I mean? I just keep doing these level ups, but I didn't do anything to find these guys. They fell in my lap. And now these videos are like phenomenal for me. I think they're great,
No, they're
and they're
Yeah, I
great.
two of my
saw
best friends.
I saw a quick sneak peek of that new one too, and
Mm-hmm.
the lighting in that
So
absolutely
that one,
insane.
I wish I had like a clip to show you guys, but it's like Sorry, I'm like stuffy. But like that one, the song, I just don't want to give the song any of those things away, you know. But it's like obviously, so I really want to wait till Wednesday because I just feel like it's gonna pack a punch. I'm really excited about it, and then I also think that the video is like it's like chaotic. It's like I went like full crazy bitch in it, and it's so sick. Very Harley Quinn energy, but like in a cooler way.
Awesome.
No, I'm excited. But yeah, that's just that's kind of like what E and I were talking about the other day, and it's like it just hurts. It hurts nobody to believe that things are going to work out for you. It only benefits you, and that's why I just do it. And people want to be like, "Oh, but bitch, stay over there and be negative. If you think it's not going to work out for me, that's weird for you. That you're angry that I want to succeed. Like I don't know why you're angry that I believe in myself. Like sounds like a personal problem. Sounds like one of my limiting beliefs manifesting to me, and I have to go back and fix that block in my head. That deep down I don't think I should succeed, but no, let's fix that and get back on it. That's how I look at that now. So that's kind of like what we were talking about.
Do you do something different? Like, because you were saying something about like comments. You used to get these just ridiculous comments.
Oh, right. And then I started affirming that everybody loves me. Everyone's just so nice to me. I just kept saying it, like, and eventually it started to just happen. And now you look at my comment section on Instagram. Now I don't have a single fucking mean comment. If anything, I have multiples just being like, "I'm obsessed with you. You're so cool." Blah 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 blah. It's like
I see that on,
that's
on your
what
posts and stuff. Yeah.
I used to get comments being like, "You should kill yourself," like "You're disgusting," like those were the comments. But again, everyone is you pushed out, so those were my beliefs manifesting in other people. So once I changed my mindset that like I'm great, I'm talented, people respect me, people love me. It took a little bit, but I had to rewire my self concept. And now just look at my comments, like I can't post anything without people being like, they'll say that.
No, absolutely. They adore you, and you've got, and the thing is that I think, appreciating the people that are really, I knocked into my microphone. People that really resonate with you, appreciate you, and take the time to consistently leave. I just did it again. I hit the damn thing. To leave good commentary, to give you a positive feedback, to just say hi, to show love, whatever the case is, they matter more than
of course they do.
Who's just like, right? Like that doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, so
yeah. I mean, of course they matter more. But the point is that I changed my mindset, and then they showed up out of nowhere. Of course they matter more, and the negative comments don't matter. But that was my point, is that once I worked on my self-concept, that's when that started happening and coming in for me. So,
yeah, and plus most of those negative comments, there's no merit to them. And there's also, it seems like most of them just don't have a point to them. Like, I've gotten some negative comments where there's a point where it's like, "Oh, I don't like this. You should improve upon this." Like they're actually trying
is that
to
something? Is that something that you also agreed with, though, you thought about?
Well, yeah. To be fair, yes.
So that's your limiting
so that's
beliefs manifesting in other people again. Literally, no.
Yeah.
See, that's just what I'm talking about. Like that's another example of that. But that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, they don't have merit, but that's how I felt about myself. They were repeating to me my insecurities in my comments, like word for word. So changing those insecurities and saying I don't have those anymore. Then they change. It's like that's my point. Is like that's why I really believe in this shit. So if you're thinking, you're like, oh, this one specific part in this song, I don't like the way that this vocal piece sounded, and you hyper focus on it, someone's gonna comment on it because you've drawn so much attention to it that like it becomes a fucking manifestation in your reality.
Yeah. Weird. It's like you're planting seeds.
Literally, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's literally like a thing though. Like once you have it, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm aligned with this reality where people drive these. Is my connection okay? Like, can everyone see and see? Because I'm getting weird glitches on my end. Okay.
Yeah,
Me
if
too.
you do pause, it's for like a half a second, and then it just fixes itself. So it's doing perfectly fine, at least from what I can see. Marcus says something. He says, "I live," and this is one of the other. This is another concept, and I'm not saying it's another concept. Let me just say it. I live by do something good to get something good. That is the put positive out to get positive back. You get what you put out there.
So
it's that mentality.
If that's your belief.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's another.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, if you want positive things and you believe that and think of it this way though, if you want positive things, so you put out positive things in order to get positive things back, is that not the same concept technically, because you're manifesting it because you believe that this is going to work?
Yeah, no, but that's all it is it's your assumption of the way the world works is how it works. That's my point. So if you believe that you have to put positive out to get it back, if you believe that's the only way, then that's the only way you're going to get it. I just believe I get whatever I want. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And like, I know that sounds funny, but I literally believe that. I believe everything works out for me. It doesn't matter what I do. My mistakes don't manifest. My negative feelings don't manifest. Like, my negative thoughts don't manifest. Those are my beliefs. I just believe that everything works out for me. But if you want to sit there and limit yourself and be like, I have to put positivity out to get positivity back, by all means do it. But that also means that if you put negativity out, you're going to get it back. And I don't like that. I don't like that if I'm having a bad mental health day that I think that that's going to manifest and throw everything off my entire fucking ship. So I like to just say everything always works out better than I expected. Everything always works out for me. Everything's fine. And I attach neutral feelings to the bad things.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's almost like everything you think in your perspective is like neutral and above. No, there's nothing neutral and down.
Yes.
You only
Now,
aim up with everything you
And
think.
now I'm not going to
That's
say
good.
I don't have bad days. There's not times where I don't have them, but that's what they call a mental diet. You get back on track. It's like eating well and exercising. You do it for your brain. It's like you were saying earlier, you have to exercise it. And when I studied psychology in college for a while, I really wanted to be a therapist, and it is like that's why people are like, oh, these breathing techniques don't work. It's like, well, it's because you didn't practice it before the panic attack. You practice a fire drill before the fire, right? You practice before the big game. You have to work out before you can just deadlift 250. So you have to this consistency is key with these things. So every day if you wake up, let's just say for you, Skullz, you're just going to be like, you rap, so I'll just say like my flow is improved. My flow is better. Like I'm the best lyricist. I write the best lyrics. You just say that every single day. Eventually, it's going to become true. You just have to, because your subconscious will click in it, and it'll just be a thing.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's what I truly believe. I believe it, and you could never, ever in a million years squander that or shake that foundation because I'm right. I've never been wrong a day in my life. Why would I start now?
No, I've never written a good song when I was feeling insecure.
Right.
Unless it was about insecurity, but like it is a weird thing where it's like if you just speak it into reality, it becomes reality, and you could see that even in marketing. It's almost like all the time in marketing. Just whenever anyone says something, it's like just act more important than you are, because it might be an overcompensation at first, but then it just becomes reality.
Well, I'm like really spiritual and stuff, and I always think that those old cliches are like an old form of magic. Like that fake it till you make it is quite literally like an advice, and like consistency is key, and that slow and steady stuff, like that's exactly though. Like, so walking around just being like, Kat Kalling writes bangers. That's my affirmation. Boom. That's just how I talk about it. You know what I mean? Like you can either get on board or not, but like I believe that, and like you can't shake it,
No.
I know it sounds conceited, but I don't walk around telling people that shit. It's just in my head. Like I'm like, this song is great, and I know it's great, and everyone's gonna love it. And that's how you walk in, and you just take it, and you don't sit there and go, oh well, I wonder if who cares? You wrote something you're proud of.
You're not out there trying to convince everyone you're the best. It's just that's what you tell yourself. That's how you feel about yourself. That's how you feel about your art, and that's it.
It's a self concept. Yes. So if I like it, that's all that matters. Yeah. And they say that in this concept too. It's like when you're manifesting something, be like, don't worry if it likes you or if someone likes you. Do you like what you did?
Yeah. Facts. Yep.
Dang, you are a dickhead, bro.
That's what you guys were talking about. That's it right there. That was it. Right there. That was it. It was because no.
Yeah. We were talking about partners.
Yeah, because they're like, oh well, he doesn't like me, and you're like, and you're like, no. Do you like them? Why does it have? What does it matter if they like you? Do you like them? That's what matters.
Because is that somebody that you like? Like, so yeah, because a lot of people in the manifesting community try to manifest a specific person. That's like their big one. Me, I'm trying to get that money. I'm married to the money, and I'm not a cheater. You know me. Anyway, I love that line. It's like in a Illuminati song. But anyway,
everyone has an opinion, so it's like at the end of the day, You have to choose the ones you respect, and you have to ask yourself, do I respect
Do you even like that
this
person?
person's opinion? And it's like,
Well, yeah. Well, it's not even just that. It's more like it happens more with like women. I think a lot of the times we get worried, like, oh, this guy doesn't like me, but I really like him. Bitch, who cares if he likes you? Do you like this person? Do you see them in your life? Are they someone that aligns with your values and things? Like,
Yeah.
do you even like this person that much? Like, why does it matter if he's not texting you back?
do you
know
like
what I mean?
him?
Like,
Do you like him, or
do
do you
you-
like the idea of him?
yeah, like, do you even like this person? So why do you care if they like you?
Yeah.
Like, that goes for industry, like relationships, anything. Like, if someone's like, oh, I don't like Kat Kalling, and I don't like you, so bye, girl, I'm busy.
That's
Sorry,
how it
I'm a
goes
Leo
too. I'm
rising.
busy. I'm sorry, I'm busy. Like
I literally go, she's busy, she's famous, don't bother her.
I fucking love that, man. That's awesome.
No, but
Bell
that's
time.
literally
The
the
bell.
exact comment that's when I had to get off, is when you said that, and like
Yeah.
30, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to talk about this, but I had to go. I had no choice. I had
Yeah. See,
that's
well, I knew we'd
exactly
get there
what you
eventually
said.
if I just started rambling. Yeah. Well, that's because, like, yeah, it's a lot of things. It's like we get hung up on, like, oh, do they like me? Does this person does this like me? How can I No. Do you like them? Do you like this red flag they're presenting in the beginning? No, you don't. Do you like the fact that they don't talk to you that much? No, you don't. You don't like those things. So move to something better that makes you feel like you're not losing your self concept. And if you do really like this person, just double down, being like, of course they like me. Why wouldn't they like me? They're obsessed with me. Everyone's obsessed with me. It doesn't hurt anybody. It just doesn't.
That was my favorite part right there, because I was actually thinking when you said it the other day, I was thinking, okay, well, how does it work? So hear me out. So
Yeah.
I heard what you said. I didn't hear the whole conversation, right? So I'm kind of like,
Mhm.
just thinking about it. Do you like them? Okay, cool. So let's say you like somebody, and let's just say, a relationship, just for fun. Okay. So you like someone, but they're not responding. Okay, cool. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said made more sense, because in my head I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, but what does it matter if, let's say, I like someone, or you like somebody, if they don't like you back, then you're just kind of sitting there spinning your wheels, and that's useless. Until what you just said, when you said you don't like how they're treating you, they're not responding, they're not texting back, they're not being consistent, they're not answering, they're like, they seem a little shady, and you don't like it. Guess what? You don't like it, so move on to something you do like. So even if you like the person, if there are traits that you don't like, move on.
Right.
That's
So
it's important to
billions
ask,
of
like,
people out
why do I like this person in the first place? And
So,
it's like,
and
is it
that's-
looks, or is it my idea of them, or is it something they're actually showing me? And odds are,
well,
if
that's
it's
where you get
there-
into that. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. That's where it gets into that limiting beliefs, though, because again, I can go back to this with that manifesting stuff, is whenever things show up. So let's say things are going really good, and then all of a sudden you have a weird energy shift in a relationship. Somewhere along the way, one of your insecurities got the better of you, and you manifested it in your reality because that became your belief, because something changed or anything, and instead of just doubling down, being like everything's fine, that's normal, you somehow brought that back into your thing because your self-concept work isn't great, and you wavered, and it happens sometimes. So like when it comes to this, let's say, Fang, dude, stop. My cat, see, I affirm that he's crazy, so he ends up crazier. So I'm just going to say this is the chillest cat in the world. And watch, in a week, he's going to be a sweet angel, a sweet little baby angel. Oh, he's so nice, biting my hand right now. That's very kind of you. Hold on, let me show you this giant freak.
I have
Come
3
here.
cats on this call.
Hey.
Okay,
Hey,
dude.
Des.
He's not coming with me. He's like, okay, bye. Anyway, so
Desiree.
let's
What
chat
up?
about like that concept again, though. Is like, so like, do I like these things? No, because they're not showing up in my reality, the version I deserve. So this is not a version I'm going to go down the road with. Now, they can come back completely perfect with all the traits you're looking for, but you're not going to accept the half-assed version of them until they show up in your reality the way that you deserve. So your self-concept will stop that at the mark, being like, no, I deserve someone that is more consistent with communication, so I'm not going to engage with this. And you pull back and you affirm, like, I like them, it'll work out, they'll get there, whatever. You let it, set it, forget it, go. And you'll be surprised that they come back, like that kind of stuff. But you have to just, it's about respecting your self-concept and your boundaries and not breaking them. and reminding yourself that you're the prize, not the other way around. Like, you're the thing people are seeking, not the other way around. So they need to do the things for you. It's like it's that's why I love this stuff, because the self concept is the core belief. How you feel about yourself is what you're going to manifest.
Yeah, I've been
So if you
I've been
just
sitting here thinking that I'm gonna go to heaven, and look, now
I
I'm
was
in
just
heaven.
gonna say, did you like ascend?
Yeah,
I love that for you.
I drank the purple Kool-Aid.
Yay, Jonestown will shout out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
speaking of
about to
drinking,
close my
I was
blind.
waiting
You guys-
for
you
him
guys
to
wanna
not
take a
speak
shot?
so that I could literally
Skullz,
tell
you trying
him
to take
that
a
he
shot
was
with me?
glowing.
I'll take a shot with you.
yeah, I'll do the hot
Cheers!
sauce. You do the
Cheers to
whiskey.
like-minded people. Everybody in the chat, everyone here.
Not my
Wait,
drinking hot
Kat,
sauce.
do you have one?
I just
Other
yeah,
cat?
It's not a.
Are
It's
you
I
a,
good?
know
it's in a
I'm
cup.
really weird. I'm so
Okay.
goddamn weird. Not the Texas Pete.
I'll put my boob up to.
Ow.
Thank you for.
Oh,
I
no,
love
let me
drinking hot sauce. I'm a freak.
And see, what's funny is that to me, and I love talking about this kind of stuff because
Mhm.
the reason that we keep echoing each other, well, he is because
Yeah.
he's in heaven. He's on a higher plane. So
Well, yeah, we knew that.
Bam!
only came
I
back
heard
There we
about
go.
him.
only one side of his head is in the higher plane.
Baby, you're all that I want.
I was singing that last night. Again, alignment. Me and Skullz aligned.
Hold on, I'm still getting blinded.
But
Blinded by light. My turn.
you both can sing though. Like both of you can sing.
True.
Like sing.
Oh, she's got a way better voice than me.
That's accurate for sure.
No, it's absolutely true.
But from an outside perspective, you guys both have amazing voices. However, the way you
Thank
use
you.
them is different. That just saying that you guys can both sing does not take away or do anything for or against you guys. It just acknowledges you both are badass.
No, of course, yeah.
Different.
You know, I was
goals
just
and
teasing.
all that.
I'd just be walking around teasing. When people say I'm good, I'm like, but I'm. It's just a joke. It's mostly a joke.
No, it's true. Your voice is amazing. Like for real.
Thank
like,
you.
Kat, when you
I
showed me
affirm it
the
every
voice.
day.
No, but when Kat showed me the song, I was like, "Yo, this girl could sing, man!" Like,
Oh, that's awesome. Thank
Everyone
you.
who hears you
Thank
that I know personally, everyone that I have shared your music with, has said the same thing. Every single one, they're like, "Holy shit, this is great."
I love that. Those are my beliefs manifesting right back to me out of the mirror. I told you I walk around every day.
who's your biggest influences?
Well, when I was a kid, I listened to a lot of country. I'm from Wyoming, so like that was kind of like my steez. I listened to a lot of like Leanne Rhymes and Faith Hill, and then I got really into Paramore in high school. So Haley Williams has become like she was like my entire singing just love of my life. And then Fall Out Boy, like a lot of that stuff. I mean, I'm an emo kid, like down to the core. So
I could hear that. I definitely hear that. Like, you put some grit in your voice at certain points.
yeah,
So I could hear that. Haley.
I hear the Haley. I hear it a lot. Like people compare me to her a lot, which is like the coolest thing in the world. So
Man,
yeah.
if I could, I would. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's the same thing for the people that say, "Oh my god, I would never wear that." Bull fucking shit, you wouldn't. Bullshit, because if you look like they look when they're wearing whatever it was that you were like, "I would never wear that." Yeah, you would. Do you know what? If I was 6'5" and I somehow looked like a supermodel, I wouldn't wear anything.
I mean, like
but
see, the thing is that I literally like that. Not to hammer back in on the self-concept thing, but like I wear whatever I want because I can pull anything off. That's just what I think. No matter what I look like, I can pull anything off.
I am gonna say something though, because I go nowhere, so I'm never going anywhere. I'll go to the gas station.
Oh.
I walk into the gas station, and I think I was on the phone with Skullz at the time. I'm not sure. There was this lady in line in front of me, right? I was like, she forgot to put her pants on. She had a thong on. It wasn't a bathing suit. But it was more like boy shorts, like the cheekies or whatever. I guess she thought they were shorts, but her entire ass was hanging out. And so this guy in line,
I love that for her.
He's like, there are kids here, because you could see up in, you could see things that I don't
Mhm.
give a shit who you are. If my kids are there, you better be covering that up because that's not cool. But because my kids, like my younger one, big ones.
What are you assuming so I could have more of that in my life?
Yeah, I want this visual too.
Yeah, I want to
But
go to
I
the
almost
gas
try to take a
station
picture, like
or the
pictures of
ass
Walmart.
station.
The ass. I say that all the time, Skullz. I call it the ass station.
That's so funny.
But the guy behind her was an older man, right? And he's just like,
Yeah.
he's like, you're something. He said something like that's shameful. There's kids here, and it's put some clothes on or something like that. Because it's pretty much like she woke up in her thong, rolled out of bed, and decided to go to the gas station with bare feet and a thong. Like, okay, do you, boo boo? But I don't want to.
If she had bare feet, she just sounded like she might have been unhinged. So I don't know.
Well, she was, because she turns around after she buys her Swisher Sweets or whatever the hell it was, and she goes to the guy and she's like,
I love her.
Okay.
Sorry, I actually really like her
but
now.
then she cussed him out.
This sounds more like
screamed and
Walmart.
yelled, then went to her
Mhm.
boyfriend in the car, who's sitting there with his music bumping in the car, and screamed at him about how this guy said something to her, and he better not ever say something else because he should just go and die. And it was like, oh. As much as I was like, that's kind of hilarious, that moment I was like, well, now you and your ass can just get the fuck out of here. Like, bye. But that's the thing.
Right.
It's like, I believe that people can, if that's how they're comfortable, fine. However, if you're going to be somewhere that my younger kids are, I don't think that's appropriate. But that's my opinion, which I'm entitled to just as much as they're entitled
You're
to
also-
wear what they want.
Yeah, I think you're also coming from a place though of like, I mean, yeah, public places, like sure, like being like respectful and stuff, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's I don't know what I'm trying to say here, because like it's not that I disagree with you, but I also could see where somebody could say like, well, you chose to take your young children out into a world where that's already a thing. You know what I mean? Like I could see that easily flipped. I personally think that's weird. That bitch was loony. I like her energy for being just psychotic because it's awesome.
She was crazy. She was
That
flat out
I like
crazy.
To be fair, that really does sound like some Las Vegas
It-
energy.
Yeah, some lost wages energy for sure.
Las-
That's what I like to call it here.
That's
But
hilarious.
no, that this place is kind of like Looney Tunes. But see, I'm used to that. Like you tell me that, I'm like, that's a wild day at the 7-Eleven down by my house. I'm like, there's a guy that likes to walk around full naked out here in the middle of Fremont. I'm like,
Yeah,
so
see,
maybe
that's-
where
you're like seeing shit every day that people like will pay
I know.
to see. Like,
you're right. So I'm hearing this story, and I'm like, sweetie, that's just kind of the way this is out here. I'm like, I saw a guy in a Mike Myers costume riding a horse on Halloween, like like all of October riding around town. Like we've got
Austin
some.
Powers?
No, like the other version. I used to get those confused as a kid a lot. I thought
I
it
used to
was
think
the
they were
same
the same
one.
person.
It was totally a joke.
Yeah.
It was totally a joke.
Skulls, I know. I'm
Oh, she
aware
gets
it was a joke.
She gets it. I
No,
feel like I have to clarify
just
because
saying,
it's
if I
so
can
bad.
If I can
What?
see your internal or dangly bits, I'm not cool with
Not
that. I don't
the
care where
dangly
you
bits.
are. Like I don't. Well,
Yeah, I mean, like that's
she
fine.
was-
You cannot be
she-
cool
She
with it.
had like she was fluffing out of certain areas, like not her ass, like her front, her where.
No, you
like-
can see the camel toe.
Oh, it was like a camel flap.
Like, well, see, the thing
No,
is, if you're just gonna
Jesus
go out like that, why not just get paid for it? Just do an OnlyFans. Like, here's my camel.
Look, if I'm gonna go out like that, I'm going out like big time. Like I'm jumping off the stratosphere and stuff too. Like that's the end of days for me. Like if you see me out there, fucking just if you can see. Look, if my demon pouch is exposed to the world in such a manner, just know I'm going out. That's it. I'm dropping
Oh,
acid
man.
tabs and jumping into the zoo in the lion enclosure, and we're doing it right. Just
Bro.
know
I need Jesus
going
right now. I'm
out.
about to open up those blinds.
I'm getting 86 if that's how I'm going out in public. That's how you know I've lost it.
Oh,
No,
a lot
good,
like
yeah.
Wild Boys.
Yeah. Chris Pontius and myself. Anyway.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
so Look, I don't know how we got on from like believe in yourself and affirm to this bitch had her vagina out at the grocery store. Like, but I really liked the thought pattern. I liked the train of thought. I don't know if I bought a ticket for this train, but I'm on the ride.
I can't.
Oh man, you broke Cat. Cat broke Cat. It's a reflection. A reflection
It's
of
mirroring
Cat.
back to me, just glitching out in the ether.
Oh my god.
Look, I don't know much, but what I do know is that was a story for the book. I don't know if I have any like crazy ass. I mean, I don't. I do have crazy ass stories. I'm like, yeah, I got hit by a semi. My car blew up. I accidentally shot myself. I'm like, I don't know if I have any weird stories. I'm over here like, I don't know if I got something cool to tell about.
Well, what's something that could be an everyday thing for you? It might be crazy for other people.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're like telling me the story, and I was like, yes, that is the 7-Eleven. Fang, get down. Hey, this bitch. He wanted. Hey,
Hiss at her.
She just said this bitch.
Yeah, I will verbally abuse my cat.
You gotta like get the robe out.
Get down. I want to beat his ass, bro.
Oh, thanks, Ben. That would have been cool. I know. I thought I saw something. I mean, I didn't see anything about that, but I appreciate that. I do want him. I would love him to swing through at some point when he gets time.
Look at this weird ass toy.
Respond to me would be nice too. You know, let him know I said that.
I thought that was a drink.
Yeah, it's the Las Vegas fucking. It's called the kitty litter. Not the catnip.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, this thing I got this at Five Below. We were talking about it. This is a cat toy.
My cat doesn't play with
You
cat
don't-
toys.
Bangarang.
He's boring.
Come here,
He's
Fang
so
Bang.
boring.
I want to show you, Fang. He's huge. He's like this big. He's like massive.
I always wanted a fat cat.
He's not fat. He's a Maine Coon. He's just massive.
Oh.
Come here.
Well, I wanted
Come
one that isn't
here.
a skinny little, skinny.
I have a
Maine. I wanted a floofy one.
I have a Maine Coon Siamese mix.
Oh yeah, cute.
Which just a baby still. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture.
I'm gonna grab him. I want to grab him, but he's like being violent. Like this dude will like take an eye out. He's looking at me right now. He's giving me the vibe that he's like, I will cut your head off for less.
My nephew
Oh, no.
slumped out earlier. Oh, you can't even see it because of the glare.
he's in
he
heaven.
slumped out on the couch. Yeah, he's
he R.I.P.
Baby
gone too
boy.
soon.
It's because of the light right there, so it's glaring off of the screen.
So anyway, now that Fang and I have had our detour, he being a bitch. Anyway.
Yeah,
Another shot of
feel the
hot sauce
vendetta.
down the hatch.
Oh
I can
my
straight
God.
feel the vendetta.
What? You don't like my drinking hot sauce?
Blech.
Have you ever put
Good.
hot sauce on the cat food you give her?
Do you think
He
the
likes
cat
hot
wouldn't
sauce.
smell
That'd
it?
be-
He likes it. I'll have some on my
Really?
plate. He'll come over and just lick it. No, he's like scary. I'm telling you. He knows English too.
Like looks you straight in the eye and just licks it.
He does.
That's it.
I put like because he was like pissing me off one time. I had a piece of pizza and he stole it right from my plate. Had just covered in fucking hot sauce, and he just sitting there licking the sauce off, going like this the whole time. But he loved it.
Gross.
I'm telling you, he's psychotic. He's evil. He's a demon. He's my bestie in the whole world.
Out of curiosity, just as a random question, which I'm sure is not too random, it's kind of it's a typical tech. I'm trying to block all the crap behind me that I have everywhere. If you could I'm not gonna say collab. Let's just say that you could jump onto a song with anybody you wanted to, right? Like your dream collab, band or individual, but something nobody would expect. Like if it's like that weird one that you're like, well, I don't think anybody would actually have thought of this, but I would just.
Oh, T-Pain. T-Pain, hands down.
Oh, okay.
T-Pain. I'm a big T-Pain
Really?
fan. I love T-Pain. I love T-Pain. I'm a big fan of all of his stuff. I think he's dope. He's such a sick producer. Like it's like a dream. It's a dream to work with T-Pain. And I feel like people, if you know me, I'm always jamming out to like the whole discography all the time. But like that's like a big one, like easy, hands down.
Do you watch his lives?
Oh yeah, I love his Twitch streams. I love the Navi Boy gaming and stuff. He's so funny. He's also an Aries moon like me, so I feel like we'd get along. I mean, well, yeah, for those joining, I love astrology. But
I was thinking you were gonna say like Pavarotti or something.
oops.
That's
Oh,
the
it's
Siamese
sweet.
Maine Coon mix. His hair is getting so much longer now.
All
But
I can think is, we are Siamese, if you please. Dum-dum.
Yo, that's the most offensive scene in that movie
It
when you
really
go
was.
back and look at all the racist tropes and all. Like, Jesus Christ, not a good. Like when you're a kid and they just indoctrinate. Oh yeah, now you want to come over here? Come here. I
Hey,
might die
guys,
for this.
have a good one. She says,
Here, quick
nice
look.
meeting you. She's happy to meet you. Oh, he's biting you.
I know. I told
Stop.
you.
Rude. Oh my
Why
god.
do you
Stop.
think how big he
Stop.
is? You see how big this fucker is?
aw. Oh yeah, it's literally biting you.
I told you. I wasn't joking. He's literally biting you. Yes, he just fucks me up.
Jeez.
And now, oh my god! Now I have created a. He's about to fuck me up right now. Get away!
It's gonna be like a live Mortal Kombat going on at her house.
No, I literally fight for my life every morning. I get up. He decides when we're getting up, and I have to like box this cat. I'm like this, I'm like square up, bitch. He's like ready like this every morning.
$3 million baby, that fucker.
Literally, I'm over here like fucking Mike Tyson's heavyweight knockout, like. And I just wish I was joking, but he is quite the character. Anyway,
Did your thermos say? I got like super paranoid when it said thermos. I thought I was having a Mike Tyson like lisp.
Cat calling.
Yeah, it says Kat Kalling. Yeah. Wait, what does it say?
My-
Burn
Says
hazard.
warning. Yeah, keep away from children. I use
Oh,
that
God.
like the. Yeah, those are some of my merch stickers. This is my
Is that
old
'cause
band,
you-
Attention Whore.
Oh, you had a band?
Yeah, I was in a band called Attention Whore, but there was a comma. So it was like Attention Whore.
Bars.
Yeah, when I was in Minneapolis, it was like a punk band, kind of like pop punk, a little more heavy on the punk side. But yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of fun with that. But that was like our logo. We had the T-Rex, and you see like the name. It says Attention Whore in the teeth. Pretty
I don't
cool.
know why that pause just killed me. Attention.
Yeah, we used to do that.
Or
We used to do that on stage. We're like, hey, we're Attention Whore. Other people liked it too.
I know you work with live
Amazing.
bands, which is a big thing because it's a whole different dynamic when you work with a live band versus like if you have, for example, a DJ, like, playing live music. It's a whole different vibe, and it's a whole different sound. I just jumped up to the top, so that's. Do you see the shock on my face?
Skullz, where the hell did you go?
I'm still here. The video's just off.
No, just pay attention, whore.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's way different than that. But it's like I prefer it. I prefer a band to like playing with it, like backing tracks. More fun.
Well, it seems like, because I mean, I would think that if you're someone that makes music with a band, right? A band doing the music, the background music, right? And you're not, for example, getting a beat, purchasing a beat, and then just using that and then adding your stuff to it individually, right? Having the live band makes sense. Because obviously, like, a live band's not going to necessarily be able to play, for example, like a rap beat that you would get off of, that you would lease.
Yeah, I mean, look at my stuff. Like the last two songs you've heard, those were created with a producer. Like those are instrumentals that a producer made, but my band took them and then rearranged them to live. So like it can be done. It's just like you just have to have the right people and the right equipment and the right things. But it's like it's a different dynamic. But for rap beats, I mean, depending on what you've got, you can play with an electric kit live and hit 808s and all those things and like all the sound. You just program it into your drums, and your drummer can play your actual beats, and then you can do you can make it. You can do it. The thing is like you can do it. It's just having the money, the equipment, the people, like all that stuff. But it's different dynamic wise to write with people versus like taking them being like, here's the parts, let's play, like it's creation versus learning your part.
Well, it hits
So
different.
it's just
I
different.
think personally, I think that it hits different. The vibe is
Mm-hmm.
different when you're in that type of when you play live with a band versus if it's
Oh,
a track.
excuse me.
I mean,
Oh yeah, of course there is, because you've got live instruments, you got other people, you've got the heart, the emotions. Of course, yeah, it's greatly different for sure. Welcome back, Skuzz.
Back like a butt crack. Shut up.
I don't like that.
There's a funny wait, hold on, my light's far away.
yeah, I was gonna say he went in the dark. He went to the dark side.
Where are you guys at even? Where are you at living wise?
Houston.
Houston.
Connecticut.
Oh, so you're like late over there.
Yeah, it's 7:30. It's not that late.
Oh.
What Truth calls a ratchet ass Connecticut, or what is it?
Yeah,
call
he
it?
hates it. He hates it, and I'm gonna laugh because I'm sure when he comes, he's gonna be so miserable the entire time, and I'm just gonna be dying.
Just take
But
video.
when you
I'm gonna
guys
go
were,
to.
when you guys were talking about like instrumental, I remember I was working with a band. They wanted they were kind of like getting to be an older band, and they were signed with a label, and they wanted to kind of the record label wanted them to kind of make their sound new. So they
Right.
wanted to bring in a rapper, so they brought me in, and that was the first time I ever had the experience of having a live band behind me. And it was
Cool.
so funny because we went to practice for the first time, and so at the beginning of the song, it was very, very like just the guitar, like some atmospheric sounds, and then before the beat drops, the dude comes in with the snare, just and then it drops, and that was the first time I had a snare behind me, and bro, like
Mm-hmm.
it was so loud, and like you know how you feel it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that sound shot directly up my ass. Like I literally just forgot all my lyrics because I was coming in right at that drop, and I just felt violated. I was just like, "Yo, can we run that back?"
That's
It
funny.
was
It's funny
so
coming from
funny.
that. Well, I mean, because I've always played with live bands, or like I wrote my own stuff for a long time. So like I went the other way. Like now I'm doing production, like the more instrumental side of it, like with the producer and stuff. So it's like funny because learning how to do that live was like completely foreign to me, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do all this. Like I've got all these things, so it's kind of interesting hearing you come from the other side of that into it, being like, oh, because like yeah, it can throw you off. Like my guitar player Jesse, one of my best friends, he'll play like a new lead, and I'll be like, what is that? That was sick,
Yeah.
and I'll get like drawn into it, you know.
But I do agree with you though. I mean, like having coming from the other end, just rapping to beats and everything, I do really, really prefer having a band behind you. I think
It's
way better.
cool.
There's a
It's fun.
completely different energy, and I like sharing the stage. Like I don't like being the only one on stage. I think it's much more
Right,
enjoyable to have other people on.
and it's more fun to like vibe with the people, and like I don't know, there's nothing that like gives me a better high in life than like looking over at like Jesse, my guitar player, and he and I are like, yeah, that's smack, hit that. Like there's like this like connection, you know, and it's like so much fun to like look over and be like, oh, we fucked that up for sure,
Yeah,
in a
when you
good way, or
nailed
like
it, and
or
you're
like
just like,
yeah, or like
yeah.
or when you fuck up and you laugh on stage, you're like, oops, like there's just like all these moments. I really love it. I love that part of it, you know. It's like that's probably my favorite part is the camaraderie of like playing with people. So much fun. I love it. Now I want to start a new band.
Well, you also go to
Go.
shows and you support other bands that you've been rocking with for a while. So like
Well, all the time.
You're all up in like that scene.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I got my start in the punk scene like years ago, you know what I mean? Like, and I might be a little more mellow these days just cuz, you know, my body can't handle it, but like yeah, no, I still go hard. I just like my friends out here, there's a band called Hard Pipe Hitters, which my guitarist is in. Most of my band actually plays in that band, like because that's how Vegas is. Like you got 3 dudes that play in like 90 bands out here, but they're cool. They're like a punk hardcore kind of hybrid, and like they do like political songs, and they're super dope. But they're really good friends of mine, and I just saw them a couple nights ago. They opened up for Subhumans, and like that was a hell of a show. Like I love it. I love being around it. I love doing it. I love seeing it. It's good. It's fun time. I don't know.
See,
Yeah, no,
that's a
I love
scene I've never
seeing
been
other
involved
artists
in.
thrive too.
Wait, both of you said something at the same time.
Skulls, what'd you say?
I didn't hear you.
Oh no, I was just saying I love seeing other artists thrive too. Like especially when you really respect what they're doing and they're good people. I love to see it. You know, like I
100%.
feel like especially like in hip hop, there's a lot of like I don't want. I guess more often than not, there's a lot of cutthroat, but that just might be the music business as a whole.
Oh, that is.
There's just a lot of cutthroat bullshit, and I just for me, that's what I love about this community. Like me, Truth, like there's no cutthroat shit going
all
on there.
love.
Rachel too, like there's none of that, and I love that. It's all love. When someone does good, that's like a victory to us as well. I've always loved that. I just love the art.
Well,
So when we find new artists too, like when Kat brought me you, and like showed me you, I was like, holy shit! Like I love this. This is awesome. Like
oh, I'm just
you,
glad you guys actually like it. You know, it's dope. It's nice to meet people that are genuine, that like just because you guys have done a lot for me, like, you know, posting my reactions and all those things, like just because you vibe with it. And it's like, it's cool to align with people that are like, no, I just want to support because it's good. Like, I like it, you know? And it's like a genuine, wholesome thing because you get a lot of people that, well, in my experience in the past, I've met a lot of people that want to do something for you because they're like, what can you do for me in return, you know? But like, you know, like obviously I'll come on your podcast and I'll hang out with you guys and we can all build a community, but you're not doing it with trying to get a return investment. You're just being like, oh, I just really fuck with you. So like, let me just do this. And like, I always thought that was really cool, which is why in return, I always, you know, come through for you guys, obviously. But it's like, you know, because you don't expect anything, it means more from that. It seems like you guys have a good little community going.
We really do. And here's the thing. I was talking to Keto was on his live the other day, yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and cheers.
Oh, let me get my drinking hot sauce. Hold on.
that was a small shot though. That was only
Here,
up
pop
to
a
like
shot.
that was only up to the butt. So it was like half a
Was
shot.
a butt shot?
It's the way
It was
that
a
I'm
butt
literally
shot.
chugging hot sauce on this live.
I don't know. That made me like throw up in my throat a little bit. But no,
I love it. It's so good.
I loved it.
when Keto was live on Instagram, I think it was yesterday or something like that, and I jump in, and he was talking about talking about real people, and he did mention my name because I know a lot of them, you know,
Right.
it is what it is, and I said look, support has no strings, real support has no strings. It's not a quid pro quo.
Totally.
Quid pro quo. And this community, this platform, this podcast.
I'm over here playing with matches. Sorry.
I wish I could smell them, to be honest. That's actually my favorite thing.
Yeah, I love the smell of matches.
I don't know why I'm doing this. I got these Pisces matches, and I'm just over here just lighting them like a freak. I'm crazy. I'm realizing on this live right now, I'm drinking hot sauce, lighting matches. Like, okay.
We're here for
anyway,
it.
keep going.
But no,
so you're saying no? There's no. Yeah.
Because so I did something interesting the other day. Okay, so I actually found an ad for a master class in podcasting or something. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll listen to it on my lunch break, right? To just get some insight, different ideas, something different, right? And so one of the things that they encourage is to simplify.
Sorry, I got my briefcase out.
Yeah. Like to simplify your focus. So, but I don't want to simplify it because I don't want to be like, I'm here for this and it's only independent rappers or independent like that's it. And I won't accept anything else because, I do different stuff. But here's the thing. This is this for blanks who blank or something. And so when I was trying to think of it, I was thinking, well, this is a podcast for people who want to get to know and discover independent creatives and support them. Like that's literally what it's for. Is to shed some light on amazing people who just maybe don't have, not saying they wouldn't get it with their own grind, because what the hell am I doing? Like I don't have the following to push your career or to push you forward on your career path. I don't have that. But to introduce you to people who, when you do drop something, are going to jump in or leave a good comment, hit the like button because they mess with you and they like you as a person. And just to get to know the grind and the stuff that you deal with and where your brain is at. I think that's until you get bigger, people aren't necessarily paying attention, right?
Well, I think
I want to talk to people while they're on their way up. I want to talk to them when they're still hungry and doing the grind. I don't necessarily want to talk to people when they're like, they've already done it, made it, whatever. Like, in all honesty, I would rather talk to someone that is getting there. Like, I'd rather talk to Mises than Eminem. Okay, no, I lied. I would always want to talk to Eminem. I would
Me
probably
too.
just sit on there and
Me
cry.
too.
I would just sit there and, oh my god, oh my god.
Yo, he's too intense. He's
Yeah, I'm just
very
saying,
intense. Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
He
with
got that
though?
Scorpio
Like,
energy.
my intention is to bring awareness to people that are respect the grind, that are doing their thing and are out there pushing and doing the best that they can, and successful or stagnant, plateaued, or on the rise. It doesn't matter. I don't know. I just really rock with that.
Well, and I always say this to you because I wish you would change this language when you talk about it. You always say, I don't think you realize the impact that you have when you say, well, it's not much, but I feel like I'm always like, oh, I wish you would stop saying that, because it's like, I don't think you realize, like, you have a bunch of people that have come together. So, like, it is a lot more than I think you give yourself credit for, like, the community. So it always frustrates me to hear when you're like, well, it's not a lot, but it is a lot. You have consistency, and you have these people that show up for you. Like, anything, it looks like you have, like, a family, and you've created, you kind of are a family woman through and through and through, with whether it's your kids, whether it's your online community, whether it's your musicians, whether it's your friendships. I see you building connections that, like, I don't think you give yourself enough credit for, truly. Like, because it's like, sure, maybe you don't have $1 million to invest in every person you want to blow up or some shit, but I don't think you realize how much your grassroots efforts are actually bigger than you think it is.
Well, that's my goal.
I've always
my intention. That's my hope.
Mm-hmm.
Is that somebody, you never know that moment where, and this is why, and I say this, everybody says this, but I personally have said it recently, so I'm gonna say it again. If you're in the public eye in any way, shape, or form, I don't care if it's 3 people, I don't care if it's 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. If you're in the public eye, be kind. It's free, and it could literally make or break somebody. So if 100%. You can be kind, and you can be positive, and you can, who knows, it might be a good conversation about some random ass topic, and someone stumbles into it, really rocked with it, and told their friend who happens to check it out, who shared it on their story, who got seen by their cousin, and all of a sudden you're getting a call from someone who's like, look, I want to book you in Madison Square Gardens or some shit. You never know.
Right.
Like, you just never know what's out there. And I just think that everybody deserves to have an opportunity on a platform to strut their stuff, and to get to be known as who they are. Because as much as y'all, and I say y'all because you're both artists, right? As much as you guys do your thing, right? As much as your music is amazing, as much as I really love it, you're more than only that.
Of course.
So, and people tend to forget that. They refer to artists as their songs or their books that they've
their
written.
image.
Yeah, or what like they dehumanize them a bit, right? Because you could have a quirky ass person who's writing self-help books about how to put together shelves. You never know. But it could be a fun conversation.
Drinking hot sauce on a live.
You just never know. And I just think everyone, I don't know, when I mess with people, I'm pretty hardcore about it. And I just want everybody to see how awesome the people are, and give them every opportunity to be loved and grow and do better and succeed. That's all.
Well, that's why I'm telling you that I feel like, that's why I always wish that you would speak about your efforts in a more, like, be like, yeah, no, I am doing something that's worthwhile. Because, I mean, that's what you're saying is, like, you have this very nurturing, caring spirit about you. And it is bigger than you are giving yourself credit for, because there are times where it's like, oh, like, I mean, I really enjoy sitting down and talking to you guys. And I love, you put a lot of reactions in my way. But some of my first ones, actually, I've never had those before. You opened up a venue to me with all these new people. And, like, now I'm talking to Skullz over in Connecticut, and you in Houston. You've just opened a door that I don't think that you even understand how big of a deal that is too. Just like making new friends, and because I'm someone that does value friendships and connections, I've always made it my brand to be very authentic. So like, you're not going to see something on my Instagram that's not representative of who I am. So you do get me in my art. You do get those pieces of me. I've always wanted to make it part of my brand in general. So you opening this door like this means more on my end than I think you understand. So like these things, like you should recognize that what you're doing is cool. What you're doing is cool. And if you don't think that it's important or that it's just because you're not where you want to be yet, just know that that movement is happening for you. And I'm watching it. I mean, I'm here now. You didn't have me a year ago. Like, look at all these people that are coming into your purview. Again, not to hammer on the fucking bridge of events, but that's how that stuff works. If that's your goal.
Well,
No, I get
to
what
add
you're
to that too, I mean, it's like Kat. Without you, I never would have met Truth. I never would have met Keto, and
See?
without that, they never would have been flying out to do a music video with me in the next
True.
couple weeks. You know, like
Literally.
that's wild. That's wild. We're from completely different parts of the country. You know,
And that's
it's like,
huge. That's a
big
huge
deal.
connection.
Yeah.
Like an emotional connection that you helped foster. That's a big deal. It's cool.
I'm so excited to see the people that I resonate with and appreciate and support when, like, follow and live vicariously through, for lack of a better way to put it, to connect, get along just like I get along. Like Truth and I talk every single day. Skullz and I generally, depends on the day, talk pretty much every single day.
Skullz, I want to fight with you every single day. We have to switch it up. You ready?
Oh, okay.
But to see it
Cuz.
end up being something that's going to produce. Okay, so here's what it is. There's going to be a song with Skullz and Truth and Keto, and there's going to be a song with Skullz and Truth and Rachel, right? In the universe, for as long as you're able to find it on whatever platform you find it. I did that. I made that happen.
You did that.
Happen.
Yep.
But I introduced y'all, and I will live vicariously through
Yes.
that for the rest of my damn life, because I'll be like, you know that song,
And that's cool.
I'm just.
That's what I'm saying. Is like,
Kat? Have you heard it yet, Kat? It's fucking good.
No, I haven't heard.
ooh.
I haven't
it's-
heard
also
it
haven't heard
because
it.
Truth just dropped his track the other day at Keto's house. But yeah, I mean the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, Kat, people want. I've heard it. I've heard it on lives from reactors that are artists. Like Truth has even said he would love to do something with you. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's something you're interested in, some people are on a different path and that's not what they want. It just depends. However, I believe personally, knowing these people, that saying that is one of the biggest compliments they can give.
Oh no, 100%. I think it's so cool when someone hears my stuff and they go, "Oh, I would love to make art with you," because at the end of the day, my music is me. I am it is with my songwriting and my creativity. So for someone to say like, "Hey, the most important thing about you is the most valuable thing I can think of, and I want to be a part of it," I think it's cool. But no, I understand what you're saying. It's just like, but those are cool things to hear, you know. So I really, again, I appreciate the shit out of all the things you've done and like the way you want to bring me into your community. I think it's cool. That's why I'm here, you know. Like I'm all about like if the vibe feels right, if it feels good, I will do it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Well, I mean, you drink hot sauce, so I'm kind of a little bit iffy about you now.
Feels good. Feels great.
I mean, I'm just
why I do
like,
it.
I don't know if this was like the right move to make.
It's badass
Pursuing
to
a
me.
friendship
Fuck.
with someone who drinks hot sauce, because I hate spicy stuff. Like I absolutely.
Well, look,
despise
that's
it.
how you know I'm good in a fight though. If I'll just drink hot sauce for fun, I can take a hit.
No.
Like,
You don't
Yeah,
even-
dude. If I was in a fight with someone and they were just like they just took out some hot sauce before we got in the fight and started drinking that shit, I'd be like, okay, bro.
Cheers,
Okay,
brother.
bro. We good.
That's how I get people not to fuck with me on the strip. I just pull out some hot sauce, start chugging it, and they're like, "Oh, this bitch is loony."
Okay, I'm gonna show you something. You know that manifesting?
Mhm.
Watch this. I'm
I know all about the
man.
manifesting.
Okay, so just for like example, if you're speaking someone's name, they will come. You can't see it because I'm not turning that off. What you can't see is it says Keto on there. He just texted me.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
was talking about
Yeah.
him.
Keto.
Yeah.
And he's
Okay,
not
so
in the
that kind of
chat
stuff
right now.
happens all the time. That stuff happens all the time, especially when you're like connected with people. Like, I literally will
Google's
think my
doing it.
bestie's name.
Google sent him a
Oh, like,
notification subliminally. It says
Yeah,
Message Cat.
that's
I
funny.
guarantee
it's
you,
so funny,
Kino would love
too.
your sound. I guarantee it.
Oh
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna
You
tell him
know.
to listen. I'm gonna tell him to listen. I promise you, I'm gonna send him your music too.
Oh, that's super nicey. Thank you. I'm really excited for this song to come out on Wednesday. I'm. It's probably the best out of the 3 I've done, and it's like I don't know. It just feels like a step up from things that I've been doing, and like I've been really I'm just so excited about it. Like I'm hyped on Good Luck to come out. I think it's gonna be really cool. It's the catchiest one I've written so far.
I can't wait to
So.
hear it. Seriously, like I'm actually like a fan. Like I actually look
Aw,
forward to your
that's
stuff.
cool.
And
I
it
appreciate
was funny.
that.
I
That's cool.
actually like I heard your stuff and I was like, oh, like I could think of 1,000 people who would like this too. And it was funny. I showed my mom Lonely, and she was like, "This is like Adele, but what I would like her to be."
Oh, so you know that's crazy. That's so cool to hear. See, I keep hearing that people keep giving me an Adele reference lately, and I'm like, why? Because I'm singing the sorrows here. But yeah, no, that's okay. That's actually something that I always talk about too. Is like, I feel like women aren't mean enough when they talk about the things that happen. I feel like they're too nice. They're too sad. They're too, oh, this happened to me. Not me, bitch. I'm ready to come out swinging. Let's go. You did me dirty. I'm gonna tell you, your dumbass mom, your ugly sister. I'll tell all of them.
And you see, that's exactly what she loved about it. She like that's
Yes.
something she doesn't care for about with Adele is she thinks she gets too sappy and too sad and too in her feels. And like for me personally too, like I've liked Adele more like in the like Set Fire to the Rain kind of thing where it's
Like
a bit
those
more
songs are
empowering.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's like especially with Lonely, I felt like you really like captured that type of vibe with it just in your own
Awesome.
unique way. And I think that's why she resonated to it in that way. But it's clear
That's
you're in your own pocket too. Like I don't want to just compare you to Adele
awesome.
and be like, you know, I think you're your own artist completely too. And especially
Thank
in the
you.
production, I think your producer's a beast. I really
Oh
do.
yeah, the stuff that I've done with him is he's remarkable. There's no one better, for sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
Keto's in here.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
But
Speak of the
that's kind of like
devil.
a thing. It's a thing that I've always like found really like it's not necessarily offensive, but like it's been my beef with like a lot of like women empowerment songs. Like I just feel like sometimes they get really campy, and I'm like, why does it have to be so girl power like lame? I don't know, and I don't mean to be like I'm not like other girls feminist style, but I'm like, show them you're ugly, like show them you're nuts, show them you're mean. Like you don't have to just be like, hey girls, we're taking over and no man can tell me nothing. Like, okay, like I mean that I don't hate that if that's your thing, but it's like I don't know, I just wish women were a little bit more aggressive sometimes. Like take up more space, be louder, be a bitch, like be unhinged. You don't have to be pretty and perfect and oh
Keto,
great, yeah, like I don't know.
Hold on, 2 seconds. I'm sending him your song right now. Cause you know.
Oh,
How
that's
he
cool.
is.
Thank you.
Keto, you're gonna fucking like it, dude.
And what's
Like-
gonna happen is if I can get this to play at least the sound over the desktop and you can hear it in the live, I'll get copyrighted, but I don't care.
It don't matter.
I'll fix it for you. Don't worry. I know the girl who wrote it.
I stopped copywriting my music. I
don't know
did
if
that
it's
for
gonna
my
work,
whole
though.
first
I'm
album.
not putting that thing on the screen.
The bleh.
Let's see if it works.
Not the video.
You guys can't hear it, but the chat can. So give me a second.
Okay, cool.
Here, don't forget to
Fang's been awfully quiet.
I manifested it.
Watch. Yeah, he's gonna get aggressive. I don't hear anything.
You should know one thing about me. You can't keep me in the lines. Babe, does it make you feel ashamed that you turn me up this way? Hear me when I say, when I tell you it's over. I see clear when I'm sober that I'm missing the old me. I'm better off when I'm lonely. Now I'm so much stronger 'cause I'm my father's daughter.
fucking love that song. That song's
Feel the
awesome.
daggers in my mind.
Poor peep, they don't know that because they can't hear it. Only the chat can hear it. Them too can't hear it. So they're just sitting
Yeah,
there
we
like,
can't hear
so
shit.
we're just gonna sit here smiling until you tell us that it's cool. So Keto, that's the link. There.
I'm just imagining it in
And
my
her
head.
channel.
Just
And she's got more music on it. Keto's amazing. I love
Yay.
Keto to pieces.
Awesome. Hello, Keto. Nice to meet you. Not, but I can't see you. But also, hello.
She can't see the
no,
chat. She's
Keto's
on her
awesome.
phone.
Keto's one of the funniest people I know.
Oh, now I have to fight because that's what I think about myself. I'm ready to go.
Well, let's go.
There can
Bunch of
be only
geeks.
one Highlander style. I have to like
But see,
behead people.
those are the types of, hey, I rock with this person. I think they're amazing. And I just think you should take 5 seconds and hear. Cool thing about my community, and there's specific people that actually will go on. Anytime I drop a link to anything, they'll click it.
Yeah, they trust you because you have been you're a vibes curator, and that's very important in the music industry and like entertainment industry itself. Is people that like you're like, this is good, and people trust your judgment, and they're like, oh, Kat rocks with cool people. Like that's an important skill. Like again, that I think I don't even know if you realize the value that you have in that, where people trust your opinion.
I appreciate
Cool.
it. I'll tell you that. I appreciate it because, in all honesty, like, I don't know how the hell I got to the point where I pretty much send only good shit. Like, maybe because, I don't know. I don't know how to say that. Like, there's always like a wah-wah every once in a while. But generally, people,
Right.
I know who likes what, like, and I'm just a listener. I'm not an artist. I'm not a producer. I don't make beats. Yeah, Keto, I wanted to hear it, but nobody let me hear it yet. So I'm just saying.
I was like, oh, Truth showed it to you. That's awesome. Yeah, I was so happy because like
The title
I
of their
literally
song in the chat.
I look up to Rachel. I literally like I value her opinion like so much. So the fact I sent it to her, I was like a little bit unsure. I was like, it's a little bit different for me. And then she like,
I'm gonna
blows my
re-put my
shit up.
camera on. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You're good. But she like blew my shit up. Like I just like Discord notifications going off like crazy. And she was just so happy with it. That made my year. Like I was so fucking happy. I was like, yo, if people like Rachel and Truth and Keto fucking like what I do, like I don't need anything else. Like those are the people I respect.
Right.
And see, that's the thing is it's like, if you find somebody that's like, there's a thing, right? When you hear someone's music, as a listener, when you hear someone's music, and you're like, at least for me, and I go, oh, right? It's got the replay value. It's got the talent. It resonates to the point where it hits some mark that makes you remember it. Whether you replay it or whether you figure that's the best talent there ever is, there's something about it that sticks, right? Or they blow some kind of a thought process out of the water, or profound lyrics, or whatever it is. That's that moment where you're like, oh, right? And when that happens, I go through and I start checking. And if it's consistent, I'm like, ooh. Hey, guys, check this out. Hey, come look at this, right? And there's now there's not tons. I do push a lot of music, but there's not tons that I go hard for. I go hard for Skullz. I go hard for Truth. I go hard for Keto. I go hard for you. I go hard for like Brandon Hart. Anybody that's going to be a guest that I actually mess with their music. That's why they're a guest half the time. But for some reason, the people that are in that category of these people that I go, and I love their stuff. I like the lyricism. I like the songwriting. I like the sound. For some reason, I'm lucky enough that when I actually get them to respond to me, they're like cool as fuck. They're nice people. They're not these stuck up ass hats. I'm serious. Like it's ridiculous. And that's why I always want to push between you guys. Like if anybody could have an opportunity to do something really special, I want it to be people that I think are amazing because, it's worked out so far, so why not? But like Kat, for example, Okay, Skulls, tell me if I'm wrong. When I think like keto,
You're wrong.
I think keto being in the chat, right? My brain
Yep.
thinks, God, we need you now type vibes. Hook, verse.
Is that song you sent to me like way back when we started talking? The Caitlyn girl?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Because Struggle Jennings and Caitlin Curtis have a God, we need you now, where she.
That's the song I was talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm like in my head. So I can see something like that happening, which is why I would say, hey, you got to check her out, because a lot of times, now keto kills hooks, but that's besides the point. Like in a good way. But people are desperately looking for people to belt out their hooks. Now he can sing, so
right.
he doesn't need it as much, right? He doesn't need it that much.
Mm-hmm.
But people are really looking for that, because I get people asking me, do you know someone who can? Constantly. A different sound.
I mean, it's like I literally tell everybody too with that stuff is like, if I am feeling the song, I'll do it. Like that's it. But I have to vibe with it. It has to be authentic. It has to make me feel good. It has to make me feel like I get behind the message, you know?
Right.
Like, you know, that's where I am with it. But like, I'm always open to talking about that stuff with people.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
But it-
No,
you never
I'm the
know.
same way. I'm
You
the
just
same
never
way.
know.
There's been I've turned down opportunities with people that I really respect because I didn't think it was a good fit. It was just like, this idea
you
just
have to.
isn't it for me. Like this, it's just not resonating with me. And it's like,
And that's important is to keeping on that.
yeah, and it's also like look, I don't feel like this is for me, and I don't want to ruin your song either. You know, it's not just a matter of like, oh, like I'll make myself look bad. It's a matter of like, look, like this just doesn't feel right, and I don't want it to come out bad as a project, because I feel like I'm very objective, or at least that's what I try to be. I try to think about the song and what benefits the song, and not every song needs me. You know, like.
Can't relate to that one. No, I'm just joking.
That's real, and it's respectful. It's respectful to your profession, right? It's respectful to other people that are out there, and it's respectful to the person who took the time to ask you. I'm not talking about they put an open call, like everybody show up and we'll see what we do. But if someone approaches you personally and says something and you turn it down out of respect because it doesn't resonate with you, would they prefer that you jump on it and resent it? And then, do you know what I'm saying? Like, is that what they want for their art? Is for someone to have a negative or negative vibes in it because they're just like, God, I'm fucking stuck, you know?
I wanted so badly to get on a song with Rachel, and when she sent me the song, I was praying that I was gonna vibe with it, because it was like, fuck, if I don't vibe with it, then I miss my chance, you know? Like, I don't want to try to, like, you know, force a square peg in a triangle-shaped hole, you know?
Skulls, it's sometimes you just be saying shit that I say word for word this whole day, and I just think it's so funny because I literally said that last night.
Rachel
I said, you
just
cannot
went live on Instagram, by the way. Literally, Rachel just went live on Instagram.
See? Look, we are literally in our... So, look, I'm going to tell you another
fucking
affirmation I like. Look, I'm going to tell you right now. This is my favorite one. I like to say I'm stuck in my dream life. I'm literally can't escape it. I'm stuck in my dream reality. And I love that one. Hurts nobody to say that. Look, part of this business is being delusional, and I'll be delusional until it happens, okay? You can't stop me.
Well, in my dream life, I have a reverse harem.
Okay, I love that for you.
Like all the peen.
All the pain.
Okay. Look, I don't know how to tell you this.
You know.
That took me... Look, no, I need a second. You can't just say something like that to me and then not let me process it. Hold on. I need some hot sauce. I need...
Chug that shit. You're gonna need
Wait,
it.
I really
Hey,
hope
what's
Texas
up, the other
Pete...
Rachel?
I hope Texas Pete reaches out one day because, like, look, I need a collab. I need a Kat Kalling Texas Pete collab.
Hey sis, welcome in. Yeah, and the funny thing is I was talking about the other Rachel, and then there's Rachel, which is in Nick's Discord, is Racy.
We're manifesting it in alarm.
Well,
Like alarms
I think
going
the
off.
universe wasn't sure which Rachel I meant, so he just sent them all.
Yeah,
Chill Rock.
I love that for you.
What up, bro?
Chill, hug. What's up, bro? But no.
Hello, I don't know who's all here, but hello.
That's why we're kind of saying them out loud so that you kind of know.
No, I appreciate it.
So
Yeah, I'm
Mike
like,
is a
hey, what
reactor,
up?
by the way. Keto is
Cool,
an
awesome.
artist, and he does do reactions. He's actually in his artist bag right now, not in his reactor bag. So,
Right.
um,
Cool.
and he's
I
very
gotta give-
close with all of us. So, Rachel is someone we know from another community who comes in here, and she was actually present the first time I was on a voice chat where people started suggesting I go do a podcast. She was there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And
Full circle
Desiree,
moment.
that I said hi to earlier, was the very first person that ever told me to do it. Said, if you did that, I would be there. And she shows up pretty much every time.
That's pretty dope. I love that.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's just crazy because, I mean, you just never know. You just never know who you're going to meet in the course of whatever you're doing. And I'm not going to say, like, take every opportunity because it just might not be your thing, right? It just
Well, that's also, I really feel like, too, like, energetically whether something's for you or not. Like, when you're taking, like, especially if you're, like, I really trust my intuition, like, super hard because I've built it up. Like, we're talking about the muscle, like, so a lot of the times people are like, well, I can't tell if I should do it. So the way you do that is by just taking a chance on something and being like, okay, my gut feeling was right about that, so next time I'm not going to do it, right? So I feel like I'm really aligned with my intuition lately, and so I know when something is not heading me, like directing me to what I'm looking for, right? So I know when something's going to be bunk a lot of the time. Not 100% across the board, but I'm getting to the point where it's like, oh, nope, bad vibe, not a good thing. Nope, like it makes me feel not for me. I don't feel aligned with it. So like, I think that's also very important to know yourself and know your energetic timeline, I guess. Timeline, more like a track, like where you're headed,
No, I get
Yeah,
that.
it's important to listen to your intuition. I feel like a lot of artists try to silence that more. They want to integrate that into their consciousness so they have more control over it. But I feel like that's sort of like fighting it. It's like more if you kind of just get rid of your consciousness. It was funny. I was actually talking to Chris from 307 earlier about this. If you
Wyoming
just allow
shout out
yourself to the flow state, that's where you'll be
again,
golden.
Skullz. Look, you're just mirroring everything back to me. It's literally what I was saying. You are just me pushed out. Skullz, you're very aligned with me energetically. Like, you don't know these things that I'm talking about, but you're repeating to me my beliefs in real time. But that's it. You want to just flow and allow it to come to you. You allow it. You're a magnet for these things. You allow it to flow to you. You don't try to force the 3D. You don't try to force things to happen or like making it happen. Things will open up for you to take that inspired action to make the thing happen. But you don't have to go looking for it. It will open itself to you. There's like a quote that says, sometimes if you let, or Alan Watts. Are you familiar with the philosopher Alan Watts?
Mm-hmm.
So he has a quote that says the best way to clear muddy water is to set the glass down, right? It's something like that. It's a paraphrase, but just to let the water settle.
Oh.
So letting the water settle brings all the sediment down to the glass, and you have the clear glass of the rest of the water. That's the kind of same thing. So instead of just letting it, like putting your hat into all these fucking different rings, be like, things happen, just center being and be like, all right, it's going to work out. And then like, I don't know, maybe the next day someone will be like, hey, Skullz, do you want to come down to the studio today? And you're like, cool. Then you take that inspired action being like, okay, I have this opportunity. Let me give another example. If someone's manifesting, like we're talking about this, it's crazy. It's all connected, right? Let's say someone's manifesting weight loss. That's another big one. Then all of a sudden you're like, here's a free gym membership. You do have to take those options. Like you don't have to take the action when it's given to you, but if you sit back, they will open themselves up to you and you'll be able to make those moves effortlessly, right? So it's the same kind of like mentality with that. But yes, going in that flow state and being accepting of it, being like, okay, I'm going to let it come to me. It always does. Like it does.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just get so excited because everything you're saying, I'm like, back to what I was talking about in the beginning. This is literally boom, 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 boom. You're right on it.
Weird.
Like
it is very mirror-ish. Yeah.
It's so but weird. That's what I was just talking about. Everyone is you pushed out. So it's kind of funny because you're my more spiritual side and Kat's kind of my logical side that fight with each other. It's very Scully and Mulder right now, like X-Files vibes, right? But it's like Kat is kind of mirroring some of my limiting beliefs where I ground myself too much, being like, well, there are physical things and limitations. But then you're like, oh, just let everything be. And I fight with that in my own head. So it's funny, you two are literally mirroring those things to me right now in my conscious.
Yeah, the left and right brain.
There is something too. You might find this interesting. So with that stuff I was talking about, they say that you can't be loyal to two realities. So like, if you believe you're the best and you're going to get whatever you want, you can't also think you're the worst and nothing's going to work out for you. It has to be one or the other. You have to be all in. So because if you're loyal to those two realities, you're going to manifest a lot of the back and forth, and it's going to be really.
And I feel like the logical side is usually the side that tries to sabotage you in that regard.
100%.
You know, like
Yes.
it's always the side that's trying to rationalize, like, yeah, like because the odds are stacked against you in any endeavor.
If you
do.
believe
The
that.
odds are literally, well, logically, just by numbers, math, and all that, they're usually stacked against you. But at the end of the day, if it's about your spirit, about the human spirit, really. I feel like that's what pushes you beyond the math. Like that's what will, like, if you believe in that more than the math and all that and what things will add up to, that can bring you way further than your logic.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree with that, but I don't necessarily agree that all the odds are just stacked against you out the gate. That's not something that I would ever say about myself. I would never look at myself and be like, all the odds are against me. That is not how I want to think about my reality.
Yeah.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like, so that's where I'm like, like, if you want to believe that, that's great. If you want to believe that all the odds are stacked against you, please, by all means, manifest that for you. But for me, I'm like, no, everything always works out for me. Everything's super easy. Like, things just fall into my lap. I don't even have to go looking for it. That's the difference. So again, rewiring that mental diet will bring that into your reframe. So I'm just kind of catching it in real time, being like, if you believe that, that's what you get.
I think mental diet is probably the best way of putting that. I feel like
that's what they call it.
Literally just a matter of what you feed your mind, and if you feed it negativity, your life's going to turn out negative. If you feed it positivity, it's going to turn out good.
No, definitely. And that's why, like, that's when in these like manifesting concepts, that's the biggest thing is they say doing your mental diet, you know? Like if you find yourself obsessing over something, stopping it and replacing it and moving it back into like a different like mind frame. So again, being like, all the odds are stacked against me. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Who does that benefit to say that all the odds are stacked against you? Does that align you with your dream reality where you're getting what you want?
Yeah.
Does that seem like the easiest path of least resistance? And again, maybe this is a delusional way of thinking. I don't personally care if it is, but it also makes me feel better to say everything works out for me better than I could have expected.
And see that's
and easily and effortlessly.
And welcome back, Keto. And so I see what you're saying. So here's the thing. There are two types of I'm just gonna put it the way that makes sense to me. I know that my volume is really, see, I'm leaning into the mic. I know my volume is low. I've given up. I don't care. Read my lips. I'm just kidding. But there's two ways, right? Because let's say that somebody creates a report, they do extensive research, and they do the statistics, and they say to make it in this industry as a pharmacy biller, and then make it to be a CEO of a company with no college degree, for example, me. To do something like that, statistically, ain't gonna happen. They put it on paper. They give you all the statistics of people that have been a pharmacy biller, how many of them ended up as a CEO and had the same criteria. So they put the numbers on it, right? The math. They put all of that on there. The difference is, Chirac, I think what she's, and this is just my opinion, this is my take on it. What she's saying is that, what the fuck does that have to do with my mental awareness of what I'm doing with my reality? So what she's saying is saying things are going to work out. Well, look, paper says that they're not. Things are going to work out. So the point is that with and or despite negative proof or scientific proof that statistically things might not work out in whatever capacity, in whatever specific tunnel you're looking at, right? By reassuring yourself and manifesting the fact that things are going to work out, that matters more.
Yes, I'd even like to expand on that too. So it's like, because I love this idea of like the statistics. So let's say the statistics are really bad. Let's say it's a 2% gets into this field. and there are 8 billion people in this that will try to get in this field. Let's use those big numbers. So why is it so likely that the negative will manifest when the good could manifest too, when neither reality have ever shown up for you? Why is it so easy to believe that you can't do it versus that you can do it? Because stranger things have happened. That's my motto. Like, us existing in general is fucking wild to me. The fact that you and I are having a conversation on our phone on the internet, that's loony. That don't make no sense. You can
That's because
rationalize
we were
it
born
with
before
math.
2000.
No, but in general, like all the events that got here, you're going to tell me that math and atoms make sense? There's this comedian that says, and my molecules are conscious and they know that I'm Pete and they go, hi, I'm Pete. That don't make any fucking sense is his bit. So it's like, if you can believe that we exist and we can talk like this, you can believe that you can fucking make something out of what you want too.
Well, I also think it's just a survival mechanic that we're more sensitive to negative things that
Well,
happen because we just we want to survive. If anything goes wrong,
yeah.
it was a matter of like we need to protect ourselves so we can survive. And I think that's kind of a remnant of that old style of living, and now we're living in
Well,
this new
kinda.
modern world.
See, I disagree.
And it's
I
like
think,
so
Well,
I think that
No, go
the
ahead.
reason we focus on negative is because we want to make an excuse.
It could be partially.
Look, okay, so you're both the teachings of what I've read. So here's something is anything that you think negative is a limiting belief that sits inside of you. And it can come from childhood, it can come from a parental wound, it can come from a past experience where things have shown up like that a lot and you expect them to happen like that. So if you're used to but it takes a lot of like reparenting and a lot of like again, your mental diet, like just revisiting these beliefs and changing them. So again, I could sit here every day and be like, I put out this song. I really hope people like it. I just don't think they're going to. These are not things that I actually think. I want to make that known to the universe. But like, I could sit here and be like, well, my TikToks for my music never go anywhere. I never get any traction. I never get anyone noticing my stuff. God, it's just so hard to get fucking noticed. It's so hard for people to care. Why am I doing that? Just what is the purpose? What does it serve you to tell yourself that nobody's going to see your stuff? Bro, shut up. Turn it around. It don't matter. Like, be like, oh, it's awesome. I have just as equal of a chance to make it as anything else. If anything, I have a better chance because I believe in myself. Like, I believe in these things. Like, I'm excited. If I'm excited about it, then other people are going to be excited. It makes no sense to me. It logically makes no sense for me to sit here and be like, well, the reality is it's really hard to make it. No, I'm not going to sit there and accept that one. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to sit there and be like, well, it's so hard. No, I don't accept it. I just don't. And I don't think it serves me any purpose to sit there and negate all the progress I've made because, like, what the fuck is that? What does that do? You know?
Yeah, it's not serving your purpose. It's not helping you along the path
And
of your
no.
goals and any of that.
And it's just limiting beliefs I used to have that, oh, my stuff's not good enough to make it. Bitch, no, it is. It's just as great. Like, if you believe it can happen. I really feel like you got to be your biggest cheerleader because you don't have anyone else in this life. If you don't fuck with you, no one else is gonna fuck with you. That's my real, like, that is my main core value. Is if you don't like you, no one else will like you.
I completely agree, and that's a hard lesson to learn. If you haven't already gotten there yet, it's hard to. It's a hard concept to grasp and to make a habit. Habits are the biggest thing because people have a habit of using negativity as an excuse. So, for example, the way that you're speaking, right, of what you're talking about is a way that you are in control of your destiny. So,
100%.
So here's the thing. So let's just say, and I understand because you said earlier today, you said negative things you see as neutral, right? Positive things are great, but you never go below that zero neutral space. Right?
Yeah,
So,
to kind of give or keep with your point. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, see, my point is that you would put yourself in that you have this is your neutral zero, and then everything is here. The problem is getting when your range is here to here to shift that bottom level up, right? In your thought process, and it is a thought process. So, for example, if something negative happens, okay, so the pipe burst, and I have swimming pool upon swimming pool upon swimming pool worth of water yesterday flowing that I get to pay for. Yay. And then I had to call. They come and turn off my water because I called the city. So what's happening now is they came and I had to pay like $400 to get them to fix it, so I could have
Mhm.
water, right?
Okay.
So now, if I'm going to come at it from a negative way, well, of course it is because shitty workmanship.
This always happens to
old
me.
fucking house and this bullshit, and I can't look at me. I'm already
Mhm.
complaining and venting and bitching and being mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I come at it as well, that sucks. Okay, cool. So, well, it's fixed. My water's back on, and you know what? I have at least 2 paychecks before I have to worry about, like, I could save a little bit from each one to pay off that extra
Yes.
balance. So I'm
Yes.
just saying, shifting from blaming
Mhm.
everyone else, the universe, bad things happen, blah blah,
Mhm.
to switch it to saying I can control this.
Yes.
Right? You know what I'm saying? To take ownership of
So
your world. It's hard.
yes, and that's a lot of it. Yes, and that's a lot of it is like, and people don't like this one, but this is something that I really like about it is that I actually kind of like it that I'm like, oh, I'm in control. If my thoughts are manifesting, then every bad scenario I've had, I made that happen because my inner world. You're just watching a movie. Like if you believe in the Matrix and like the simulation theory and stuff, then the world has cheat codes. They do, and it's all right here. So if you're walking around being like everything bad always happens to me, like damn, I have the worst luck. Yeah, you probably do because it's all you fucking say. But if I'm sitting here, I'm gonna use my abusive relationship as an example. And victims victims of abuse, like I'm not negating this stuff, but like at the end of the day, that was still my fault. It happened because I allowed it to happen.
Same here.
I allowed, and yeah. So you have to when you come into this moment being like, my self concept was so low, I felt I deserved to be abused, so I allowed the abuse to happen. Now, and there's a lot of people don't like to stomach that one. It makes them feel sick because they're like, no, he didn't. But you still stayed. You still allowed it. You ignored the red flags. You felt you deserved that. So you brought someone into your life that gave you that abuse, right? But once you realize, like how you were saying earlier, I don't deserve that. I deserve respect. Now look at your community you've manifested around you. All these people that respect you, they fuck with you. You quite literally have flipped that so 180. You have a group of people that I can see love you, but you manifested it all because your self concept said, no, we're not going to do that anymore. I deserve things. I deserve good. I am good. I have good people around me. That is what I get. And it may not happen overnight. Now, remember that I was saying the bridge of events, but it does happen.
Right.
But you have to be consistent, and that's where your mental diet comes in. It's like we were talking, Skullz, earlier about the building the muscle. Again, it's a muscle. So yes. So when a bad thing happens to me, like when my car was just fucked up, I was like, yep, that is a thing that happened. It is not a bad or a good thing. It is a neutral event. That was just an event that happened. But I know that everything always works out for me. So this is where you can't be loyal to two realities, right? So if I were loyal to two realities, I'd be like, well, shit, everything's not going to work out, but it always works out for me. No, I can't do that. So that was a neutral event that happened. But because I know everything always works out for me, I'm not going to worry about it because it always works out. Not, and that's kind of it's hard to get on, but it's all your own thing. So if I'm thinking that nothing works out for me, nothing's gonna work out for me. That's why I don't like this. The odds are stacked against me.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
It's you holding yourself accountable for your reality.
Yeah, and it's really what it is. I mean, I know that might not be easy for everyone to stomach, but that's what I truly believe. And like again, you can get on board or not, but like I think it's a much better way to live your life because I have found a lot more mental reprieve from it. I am what time is it right now? It is 5:22. I did get a 20% on my AirPods notification, so I got a few more minutes left in me, but
Well, we
I don't
have
know.
been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes at this point.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, yeah, I have seven more minutes for 227.
and that's the thing. And see, and anyway, yeah, that wasn't actually a word. That was great though.
I love that for you.
I love that the concept, and I appreciate you talking about it because sometimes it's really hard to. A lot of people expect to come onto, as an artist, to come onto any type of a podcast, right? And the immediate first thought is interview.
Mhm.
And I try to be really super clear with people that we have a conversation. Whatever the fuck happens, happens.
Yeah.
And wherever it
Mhm.
goes, it goes. Generally, it ends up at porn at some point, but this one actually did it yet? Yes, the lady and
I
her
don't really
pithy
talk.
lips hanging out. Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
Only
Mm.
took 2 hours and 23 minutes, but we're here.
but I'm saying like it's a little bit, it's different. And sometimes, you get into these kind of conversations, which I'm totally here for. And here's a fun fact. Most people have heard me say this a billion times. I don't have to agree with you, but I can respect you and I can understand. Now, I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I'm just saying as a general rule.
Right. No, I
I
understand.
can
Yes,
still be respectful and I can still disagree. And as long as nobody tells me, oh, no, you have to agree or else, I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. It's been 32 minutes. Nickelback. You know what I'm saying?
that's my safe word for everyone joining.
But that's the thing. is it's-
Nickelback.
Well, that's the whole thing, is to have a conversation about something that, as a whole, we can all
Mhm.
agree with the concept, whether we adhere to it, practice it, or
Right.
are interested in pursuing it. We can
Of course.
understand via discussion where it comes from, how, and some of the intricacies of it, right? And to me, that's everything, because that's how you learn. People who just are like, that's
100%.
not how it is, and they don't want to hear anybody else's opinions, are like, they're stunting their own growth as people.
Well, and I not to hammer back in on the manifestation thing, but like again, people
Keto says,
that
I love
that
Nickelback.
uh-oh, look, that collab's off the table. No, I'm just joking. But when it comes down to that too, though, even people that like, if you're running into people that are closed-minded like that, there is a self-limiting belief that people won't accept you for your ideas. And that's the root of it. So that's why I really like this self-concept work, because any negative feedback you're getting, you have to take it back inside of you and be like, well, why is that showing up my reality? Why are people treating me like, or doing this? Why am I running into XYZ personality? What do I think about myself that's manifesting like that? So what's my limiting belief? So, for example, let's take that and say, I run into a lot of closed-minded people that want to argue with me about my stuff. Well, you might find that when you were a child, let's go back even to that, maybe your mom wouldn't let you have an opinion. And so there's a weird childhood wound that sits there that's like unhealed that you have to repair, being like, no, I am allowed to take up space with my thoughts and people respect what I have to say. You know what I mean? Not that I'm saying that's happened to you, but that's just another example of like why I love this concept of the law of assumption and self-concept work. Because self-concept work is so important, and it's where I've gotten to where I am right now, It's like just in life, and I feel like I'm doing pretty good, even if it doesn't look like it from the outside. I feel great. Like there's a lot of things that are wrong, but they don't feel wrong. They just feel like things that are. And it's because it's like, patching up those weird wounds from childhood where my mom didn't, make me feel secure. It was the best thing I could have ever done for myself. So again, I ask people that want to, if anybody does feel negatively about the things I say or they want to naysay it, ask yourself why you feel that way. What is so hard for you to believe that things could go well? And why does it hurt you to think that things could go well? And I really urge people to really look inside themselves and go, why do I feel things don't work out for me? Why do I feel people are going to leave me? Why do I feel like people aren't going to hear me? Why do I feel, why? Figure out why you feel the way you feel. And I swear to God, your life's going to change for the better. Because once you can, it's like an exorcism movie. You can't exorcise the demon so you know its name, right? Like in those movies. That's how I always call it. So what's the underlying root? What is it?
No, absolutely.
And then go from
That's
there.
actually a really, really good analogy. Yeah,
That's what I always say.
Yeah, you can't fight off your demons unless you could put a finger on them and name them.
That's kind of like the old horror trope. But you notice when they figure out the demon's name, then they can exorcise it. You know what I mean? Like this just happened to me recently with a guy I was seeing
You exercised
a while back. Yeah. Yes. No, the guy
he's got 6-pack abs now.
Look at my mess. My moving.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, yeah, but the thing is, this guy I was seeing a while back pulled away from me, and I had this overwhelming fear of like, not to be super depressing, but this overwhelming fear of like just things going really wrong out of nowhere. And I was like, why are my abandonment issues on the front and center? And I realized that like I had to like delve into like my dead best friend trauma, like not to be really heavy right now, but like she pulled away out of nowhere, and then she took her life right after a few months. And so it's like this weird thing that I didn't think that was still affecting me. But my fear is that when I feel like I did something wrong, and then they were going to never speak to me again, right? Even though nothing in my 3D implicated that we had a bad time or anything, but I had to revisit, like, why do I feel I did something wrong? Evidence to the fact. But again, there's another thing that took a lot of like accountability to go back in myself and be like, oh, we need to address this, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, those things are intense, and you don't even realize they're fucking with you because we like to block them off sometimes because they're painful. But man, looking those things in the eye and telling them to get the fuck out of your psyche, like get off your airwaves, I love it. It's great. It's not easy. It's not for the weak. I'll say that. You got to have some resolve and tenacity. But like, if you can do it, I got a lot of respect for you as a person because it takes a fucking grip of resolve. So, that's all I kind of have today.
Keto, Kat Kalling,
yeah.
Lonely official
Nickelback.
music video on repeat.
Oh,
I was listening on
thank you
repeat.
so much.
He's like, man, this is fire. So, okay, by
Thank
the way,
you.
because there's people in here now that weren't here at the beginning, tell everybody what you got coming. I already know you already talked about it this week. And
Yeah, no. So on 7/27, part of my number, on Wednesday, I'm releasing a song called "Good Luck." It's kind of the third part of these 3 songs. It's like the ending of it. So, "Lonely," "Wish You the Best," and "Good Luck" are all connected storyline wise. They're the same person. And I just shot the video for it last night. We started at 7 p.m. and got out at 1:30, and I got home at 4. So like it was a lot of fun. But I'm really excited about it. I think you guys are gonna really fuck with it. Like it's a pretty catchy song with the same producer I did with the last 2. So I really love the work he and I have done. So I'm just really excited about it all. And I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Oh yeah, I got mine too.
I know I look forward to it. I really do.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
going to be doing
excited.
a premiere or anything for it? The video?
Yes. So the video is gonna come out on August 8th, which is my ex's birthday because I be petty like that.
That's amazing.
Fuck it. Happy birthday, boo.
You're gonna DM him it, just boom, slip
I'm
in
like-
his inbox.
Happy birthday. Here's a link.
Okay, well, here's the thing. So, by the way, I am definitely, of course, going to be, and I'll probably post it into the music videos when it's about to drop, when the premiere is going to be happening. And I'm also going to put it in the general, and I'll probably put it in the announcement so that people can come through. Hopefully,
Thank you.
they see that. I'm going to be putting it on my story and stuff like that. So, anything that you do post,
Appreciate it. Oh,
it sounds really
yeah.
stupid to say this, but I'm being sincere. Anything that you do post that you really are hoping somebody will like in a story, you want to mention me in it.
Okay. Yeah.
So and get my attention because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't scroll through feed ever. I don't.
Yeah, no,
scroll.
you're good. Yeah, if that's
Yeah.
the vibe, yeah, I don't mind sending shit over.
Yeah.
Same
so
for
if you
me.
got
If
something
you
that's
wanna-
coming, you're like, oh my god, I'm doing this and this would be really cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mention me, and then when I mention stuff in my story, I tag the people that have given me full permission to tag them so that they can share the stuff that I'm sharing. So it's kind of
That's
like
cool. Let's see.
like a pyramid Mary Kay type situation, right?
Not
so
the
then-
MLM.
You never know whose community or followers might see something and go, "Oh, that's
100%.
different. That's new." And there you go.
Again, bridge of events. That's the bridge of events heading you to the thing. So I've been talking about this whole time. I love how aligned this conversation's been from the start to the finish with everything because you guys are still mirroring back. This is just part of what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm on.
I label that pyramid thing, and like instead of bridge of events, mine says "Cat is fucking badass."
I love that for me and you. Who we're talking about? Both.
I thought I was like,
But,
I was
yeah,
wondering
no.
if you'd catch that I was saying like cat, like
No, I understood. I was teasing.
we is a we
I-
comment.
No,
Oh,
I
but
got
yeah.
it.
And everybody's,
Nickelback.
I'm gonna be posting all that
yeah,
stuff. So if anybody
Nickelback.
isn't sub to her yet after this conversation, I don't know what the fuck you're doing right now. Like, click the link that's in the chat right now. That is the song "Lonely." That is the first part of the 3 she's talking about. So it's "Lonely," "Wish You the Best," and then "Good Luck" is coming
then
out
Good
on
Luck.
Wednesday.
Yes, 7/27. Ooh, so excited. It should drop at 9 p.m. on the 26th because it's the midnight
Pacific?
release on the East Coast.
Yeah,
They usually come out 9 p.m. on Pacific because it's 12 a.m. Eastern time. So that's usually what it does because like Spotify releases it at midnight in New York City, but it'll be 9 p.m. in California, or at Las Vegas. So
And
you'll
there's
be
a
able to get it the
music
night
video.
before.
So make sure that if
Yep.
if you haven't premiered the music video, like I asked
We haven't.
someone, I was like, hey, I think it was Sauce King that dropped yesterday. I was like, are you premiering it? And they're like, oh yeah, we're premiering it. And you get in there and it's just an upload. And I was like, because some people like to show up and they go in the live chat and they're like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Or just show love. Like it's just a thing. Especially people that
Right.
hang out in
No,
live
of course,
chats.
yeah. I'll be posting promo for it stuff too, but we're not there yet. We just filmed last night, remember? So like,
You
don't worry,
have it
there's
done
more
before
stuff
you
coming.
even filmed. Like, what's going on with you? What's happening?
Yeah, right. So just give me a little bit on that. Don't worry. I got the vibes on that one for sure. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like,
Manifest a thumbnail. Thank you.
yeah, perfect. I love that. But anyway, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna call it for the day just because my stuff's dying. So I don't want to like I'm gonna lose you here. So,
No,
but
we
I really appreciate you know.
coming on. I mean, honestly, you took the time. I know
Yeah.
that you're super tired and you're super busy. You just
I'm
filmed a music
exhausted. I
video
need to take a
last
nap.
night. You've been doing live performances. You've been supporting your people, going to their live
Yeah.
performances. You know, you've got all this coming down the pike, and then we hashed it out and found time to sit here and just yap at us. You know, and
Yeah,
it means the
I
world,
had
and I
fun with
can't
it
thank
though.
you enough. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really appreciate bringing me into your community and like making friends. Appreciate Skullz and I vibing on the same mental fucking concept. So, like I said, if anybody wants to, reach out, I'm always on to chat. Like I said, if it seems interesting and it feels good, I'll do it. Kind of a vibes curator. So
Awesome.
Well, on that
awesome.
note, you
Well, I'm
guys,
gonna go.
we're gonna go ahead and end this here. And I hope y'all have a good night. It is Saturday. Go out there, kick some ass, get a nap. I don't, whatever.
Drink some
Do your
hot
thing.
sauce for me. I mean,
Yeah.
shots.
And we'll see y'all elsewhere.
Bye.